You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners and all those listeners joining us in the village with the dark triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We welcome each and every one, boy. Let me bring in no other than Waveney, Diana, Benskin, McDonald, boy.
Oh Lord, I'm in trouble. My phone name call.
No. You didn't call. I ain't gonna waste no time tonight. Let me bring in the one and only, the outside child, the love child, one and only, Tommy E. Marshall Nisbet, boy.
Tommy, you in trouble too?
Like I get Tommy so once that I get Tommy once that I big up. I'm like
And the phantom. It's the phantom that inside.
No is let me say the one and only TNT greatest phantom Gary the phantom Mahabia, boy.
Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Wait,
not phantom. That's the TNT phantom.
Gary, where's that one? Where's that one? Come on, man.
Not the greatest. The greatest.
Man, gain you all kind of big ups and you're playing it down, man. I go save my thing, you know. I will save my thing, you know.
There's a soldier in the cause of my people.
Tommy E. Marshall Nesbitt, you there?
I'm there. I'm very there. Expensive.
Yes. I give you a big welcome, and you know people saying that and some of us only call Diana by she forename, and you don't all call Tommy by his forename.
But check out Diana and she outfit. Excuse me.
Yeah, my turban. I'm a chic tonight. Don't mess
like
with
a real
me.
queen.
That's right. See, I have my magic wand here too. I'm gonna cast a spell on somebody.
Yeah, Gary. Tommy, what's the story?
Well, Anslim, you big me up to the hilt, but you didn't bring me out of the back room.
I bring you in 8 o'clock.
You know, I saw myself still in the back room, and I say, hey, but I'm trying to respond here. But
what Ron talking about? We have 12 hosts. What are you talking about? We have 12 hosts, Ron. Watch yourself before you see this one in my hand here. I go cast a spell on you, you know.
But I feel started already.
12, watch it, you know.
So you know we big? We big?
Yeah, watch it, you know.
Storm, you're doing enough damage. Tell them don't mess with you, you know. Tell them.
Yeah.
But hear this now. I think Nadia was inside about 2 something today, you know.
2 something? What?
Yeah, I had to send she a note and tell she, whoa, you are here very early. I'm about to teach my global business class. We'll see you later. Early o'clock, you know. I say, why? I said, nah.
Enough respect to Nadia. Enough respect, Nadia.
Yeah, that is the biggest one, eh? Nadia will take the cake. Rose, welcome.
What? Yeah. That what? Steve Trinity, that looks like a dabbler.
What is that?
What's a dabbler, Gary?
A dabbler?
Yeah. Gary was a dabbler.
You ever seen that big flat stick when they're cooking in these weddings and
okay.
the roti?
It's actually a back scratcher. See, look. It's a back scratcher, see?
You gotta scratch run back with that.
It's a back scratcher, see?
That's a run scratcher. That's a run scratcher right there. Oh, God, you have a curve in it too?
Yeah, it has a curve, yeah. It's a back scratcher.
That's the right kind of thing for run. Scratch your back with that. Scratches it.
Hello, Rajvi.
Takisha, you're inside. She's sticking inside. Who's that one there? Rajvi inside too?
Hello, Albert Montana.
Yeah, Ron. She stick so you go join after Ian program. Go ahead now, man. Ian will call your name. Go ahead, go on.
Call it a roti flipper. Yeah, it's a roti flipper.
Lana,
Yeah.
you inside.
Oh, Lord, these
What?
people. Oh, I don't know, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, now. I wonder, boy, to deal with this yes man again.
Mm.
And this
Yeah, it's
now,
an alligator back scratcher on. It's to
yeah, the man
scratch your back with it. So watch yourself.
scratchy back with that. Yeah,
Good.
good night. Anyhow, let me do this. Good night, Lana and Takesha. It's only Lana and Takesha you see. Don't tell we good night again, you know. You know what I mean? But that's all right, partner. We ain't upset with you. Keep going. Hi, Rosie. Calling Rosie. Raj, we say what? Them tests is 50-50. What test is that?
I don't know.
To teach actually run good night all things. Hey, she's taking inside, boy. She's 6 and went and get his second vaccine. Which one you get? Which jab you get? Pfizer? I know it's Pfizer. No. You gotta get the only gain only you get Sinopharm.
Trying to farm.
Sinopharm.
Yeah. Sinopharm. Yeah.
Rose when I got her second vaccine today. Oh
Yeah.
dear.
No, they tested they tested for the new variant already, Rajvi.
They said a foreign national bring it in. See, they put in the foreign, they put in the people on the ground against the
Yeah.
people coming in again. I don't know
Yeah.
how they're going to build up tourism, pumping all this, you know, things like this. How are you going to, I don't know.
Hey,
I don't.
Vonnie Roberts. Good night to you. Vonnie Roberts. I have something to send. I have something to deal with this and we go deal with that tonight. We dealing with that tonight. Yeah, Mr. Powter. Better days are coming under the UNC.
Hey, call your Wall Trace. Good night, Gary, Wall Trace, and Tommy. All right, you're gonna say good
Yeah.
night to me, Ron. Remember
Dana,
this one here?
yeah, Lana says she missed you.
I miss you all too.
Good night, Nuts Cake. You inside,
Not.
boy.
But
Yeah,
Diana,
she
you had
have
a good
fun.
time. You had a good time in Chicago.
Yeah, I did. I went all over I stayed on the Magnificent Mile. I had a lovely tour of the city. It's somewhere I want to go back again, and get off and go and see. I saw the building where Steve McQueen drove a car out of in that movie, The Hunter, the Corn Cob building. It was pointed out to me. It was also pointed out to me the building where Bugsy Siegel made a lot of money, $1 million and stuff. Yeah, those mobsters. It was also pointed out to me that on the day tour I took, the crash of 1920. A lot of people jumped off a lot of those buildings there. That was creepy for me. I
Okay.
saw,
Well, I see you didn't
yeah.
jump off because you're here.
Why would I jump off a building? It's a very interesting city. The people are they're friendly. They're very friendly people. The city reminds me of New York City. Tall buildings. I saw the train. The train that goes around the track in Good Times. When you see
Mm.
Good Time. I saw that train track, and I actually saw the train going around. The tour guy pointed it out to me. I was like, "Yay!" I saw the scene where Batman was filmed, where the Batmobile went under a tunnel, part of Batman. Very interesting. I had a good time. Yeah. I did not cinch a trophy because I did not garner enough votes from Trinidad and Tobago. But it felt good to be among such great talent. And, if I didn't win, but I landed amongst, the stars. So,
Hey, you're not.
yeah.
You listen. You may have gone down, but you're not out.
Yes, that's right.
Scott Fitzgerald says, never confuse
That,
a single defeat with a final defeat.
yes. No, I didn't call it as a defeat. I actually brainstormed. I met a person from the Chicago Music Awards. I could be getting a chance to perform there. You never know. And I met a lot of interesting people. And some and I brainstormed on something, which I hope can take fruition, which I'm working on, and we'll let you know in future to come. I did not win any spelling bee competition, Ron. It was not a spelling bee. You see this here? You see this? You see this?
That's funny, dude. Dana, that's pretty funny.
It was not a spelling bee.
Yeah, Dana, every 1% out of 100%, it'll be funny.
You see why you're always placed in the corner,
Yeah,
like
like
little
little
Jack
Jack
Horner.
Horner. Yeah,
Hmm,
always had to be
hmm,
placed in a corner.
hmm,
Good night, Nuts
hmm,
Cake. Steve Tree Lopez, boy, you're back inside. Man, say you watching from South Trinidad, yes, boy?
hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He say good night, Storm. You know, he didn't say good night, Phantom. He didn't say good night, Tommy.
it was a
Yeah,
spoken word competition,
yeah.
and I needed Trinidad and Tobago votes from before, but not enough people voted for me. So if the whole of Trinidad and Tobago voted for me, yeah, I would have cinched one of those trophies. But that's okay. I'm good. Can't win everything.
Sick Active was a link for to vote on.
Yeah, but I shared it, but at that time we didn't have this forum going yet. Remember, I shared
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
so perhaps, yeah.
Haley inside. Haley
Yeah.
inside.
Well,
Wait,
you know you lost 300,000 TNT nationals from the PNM because you went up against the Prime Minister.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, because
So that is
And
300,000 out the door there.
350,000, man.
yeah, they wouldn't put me
350,000.
through because that's okay.
Diana, your
Yeah.
cheesesteak. This Diana, a shock. I didn't know anything about it. I'll something tell us anything.
Oh,
But
put
no,
it on
nobody had
you.
any idea about voting. No, we wasn't presented with that information about voting for you.
Yeah, remember I sent the thing through how to vote, the Onyx Wave, and the categories I sent through a thing before. And you sent it out, Gary, in
Oh,
neighborhood
you remember?
watch
I didn't
groups
catch
and
on to
stuff.
that part. Yeah, I didn't catch on to
Yeah,
that part.
later on, yeah, you did.
Nadia back
So.
inside, boy. Nadia, I think Nadia, you was the first one into that at 2 something PM, and I also send you a thank
Yeah,
you because
I know Lana voted for me. Yep, Lana sure did.
what you say? Walls coming in here. What is this? Not cake, say? Walls coming here. I saw it is. I come in my here. Why not know here to come?
Mm.
Queen,
Nope.
good night, boy. Queen says she just passing through. Queen, you're like Run DMC now. Run has just passed through, you know. You
Yeah,
understand?
I know you voted for me, Rose. I know.
Yeah, Queen inside.
So
Good night, Queen Trini Lopez.
next year we'll do it differently and we'll send it out and we'll ask
What?
each of you to have 20 people, send it to 20 people and have them send it to 20 people and so it will go forth.
Run. Nadia said that she said Run DMC. I'm going to block Miami. He's saying bad things.
Oh, just don't play him anymore. Anyway, so what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago?
Wait. Queen say about migraine, so I'll be off. You all enjoy the show and keep safe. Yeah, take two Panadol or take two Caffeinol.
Yeah, the light and noise and song is not good for
Yeah.
migraine.
What you say? Run all them names I could have 12 hosts? 12 hosts or
Yeah.
what?
You slow, Anselm. I said that already.
12 hosts or what?
Because you call Tommy, you call me 4 names, you call Gary 4 names.
Oh, yeah, I didn't understand that fella jokes at all. No?
Since you take that
Yeah,
joke, you're kind of slow.
yeah. Rose, good night. What? She can't spell. They are not nuts. Cakes here can't spell eucalyptus.
Neither can he.
Oh,
Okay.
Lord. Uh,
And if
Tikisha
if they
said,
don't support me next year, I'll go and represent Barbados.
no, you can't do that. No, you won't. Tikisha says, even lack of parental supervision. Yeah,
Vaccination passport coming to Keisha. Oh God.
yeah. Gary, nuts cake, say good night.
Good night, Natsuki. Good night, family.
No,
Okay.
it's two different persons. There's nuts and then there's cake.
Oh
Oh,
God.
Lord. No, that's why I said good night, family. I included everybody. I didn't leave nobody out.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, you say she vote you. She vote for you, Diana.
Yeah, I know. And so what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago?
Let me start. Boy,
Mm-hmm.
Gary, boy. Gary. Oh,
let's
now let me deal with this one first. I want
Mm-hmm.
to deal with this one first. Where Vonnie Roberts? Vonnie Roberts in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
No, no,
Earlier.
no. You see, we JW is now in the morning brew, right? And JW is well, I don't know if he's still a PNM senator,
Mm.
but he was a PNM senator. And they're going after JW now because they are saying that he get preferential treatment to be on the morning brew. All right. Let me say he get preferential treatment, right? So Gary, I want to go back to your boys and in the underground report. That's what it is called.
oh, I don't know them, I've heard of them. I really don't. I'm not familiar with them. I've heard that from you guys. Remember, I am not 100%
Okay.
involved with.
All right. So all the time in the chat, if that is what it's called the program, the underground report.
But these are your
When
friends.
Yeah, I
eh,
don't know who they are. I really don't know who they
That's
are.
his
yeah,
friend. That Anselm friend. All
Hey,
he said.
is the Pompey of radio,
Mm-hmm.
Slighty K, and Woodsmith. Right?
Okay.
Okay.
All the time if I get that correct in the chat because all of them, there are a lot of people in the chat that listen to the underground report.
The morning
Right?
boo.
Yeah. So listener, I want to say that. All right. Let's say JW get preferential treatment to be on the morning brew because as a PNM, right? In 2010, the underground report moved from 104 more FM to 91.1, which is the government radio station. And them fellas is UNC. I never had a problem with them moving to the government radio station. As a matter of fact, I said it will be good if the government of the day allow Pastor Google, and all you hear me say this, Pastor Google, um, Shona Wilson, Julia Davy, and others to be on 91.1 as well. So how, Gary, how could the UNC now criticize JW when they did the same exact thing with the underground report? What do you help me?
Well, we will have to ask them, but I mean, your recommendation for Julia Levy to be on a talk show, I mean, I can't support that.
But
You know,
she's a supporter of the PNM.
Julia Davy is more of an opportunist than somebody fighting for people.
But Gary, Slighty K, the Pompek of radio, and
Well,
Will Smith.
I don't know the rest of them, but I know a little about Julia Davy and how she played both sides of the table and three sides of the table. You know, so I know a little bit,
So,
not much.
so Gary, what I'm trying to find out is how could you have a problem with JW when you did exactly the same thing that they did, that the PNM did?
But
How could
that's
you have a
politics
problem?
number one. That's politics number one.
No, but Gary, I know it's politics number one, but no, Gary, you're not allowed to be disingenuous.
But see the thing about it's one thing I'm against here, and I see it happening in the U.S. So you know, it's like Fox News and CNN. It's politically manipulated, and I don't believe a media station should have that kind of political domination on it. You know, I mean, they should come with the truth, not just be one sided to the other. I can't support any media station being that, and I have a serious problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your media stations supposed to represent the people of the country and be inclusive of everybody. You know, everybody, whether they oppose of each other, they should all have an equal chance on any kind of a media network, not
Yeah,
one bashing the other.
but Gary, all I'm saying is that what good for the goose, good for the gander. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I
If you are
understand.
going to go against something, and I have an next one, Not only that one,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm very. All you know, I don't come here and do nothing. I just really talk about the UNC. All you know that for a fact, But the only reason why I'm talking about that now is because it's in the news.
Well, we will get people like Dave and Dr. Kirk May who to come and explain these things. You know, them is really the representative of the party. So I prefer they answer to those questions. I mean,
Yeah,
I supported, and I mean, at the time, but I'm just saying, I don't say, well, I am UNC or PNM. I mean, I support what I think is best at the time.
Gary,
So
I hear you, and Diana and Tommy. All I'm saying is that, folks, with me is that if I tell, and I want to bring up the one with the fella who get home to it, and
Lord.
when he get home, how he
Oh
treated
boy.
when he find the man, the Wassa man in his pipe was the Wassa man in the house was fixing a pipe. he was he
Oh
was doing a good.
Lord.
The Senate, the Wassa man, I shouldn't be laughing. All right, the Wassa man was supposed to be fixing some pipe in the lady house, and he get caught with the pants down. Nadia, thank you very much. Nadia says, Ansem, Diana, Gary, Tommy, love your show. Thank you very much. Rose says, much love going
Enough,
on to Tommy. Tommy, by them, people loving you in the
enough
chat,
love.
but yet,
Enough love to Rose. Enough. I see. Nutscake giving me some respect too. Enough
eh?
respect to Mr. Nutscake. Except that Nutscake is saying that they should put Trevor Sayers on it.
Yeah. But that's good at Tommy, because it's good if you read the quotes to us. So I don't, them fellas ain't gonna say I alone, Gary,
but but
Lana
I don't
said,
understand the people in the chat. I mean, let's get some feedback on what took place with this storm that hit the country so severely. I mean, they're not giving us anything. All we've seen is a few little here and there in the news. But the people in the chat should give us some information on what's taking place in the country. I mean, people were seriously affected. I take this thing very seriously. I mean, they,
It was bad. It was bad, Gary. But it was bad. But we had it bad here too. I mean, when you
yeah,
think
and
about
we
it,
have
all
more
around.
coming. Larry's possibly coming our way. But what I don't
but
Yeah,
understand,
Larry
I'm
coming
asking the people in the
tomorrow.
chat. Yeah.
No, he ain't coming. He gonna be staying out in the ocean.
Well, you
Leonard. I tell Leonard, don't come here. He stay his behind out in the water. He not
what you
coming
tell
here.
Larry? What you tell Larry?
His name is Leonard. He's staying out in the
No, it's
water.
Larry. That's the
His
name of the
name is
king.
Larry.
Yeah.
I thought his
Yeah.
name Leonard. He's staying out in the water. He's gonna hug the water, and he's gonna swing and go to Bermuda, and he's just gonna hug the tail end of Bermuda. He's not coming close to
What they
the
they're,
New.
they're predicting, and the possibility it could either
He's
turn up.
not coming here.
You gonna slap him up
Good.
if he come here,
He's
Stone?
not coming here.
you're going to
End
me
of the
that run
story.
stick? That run
He's
stick right there.
not
You're going to me that
coming
stick?
here. Good.
You're going to me that run stick? Hey, Gary,
Yes.
I don't know if it's you or if it's Gigi. Lana says, Gary have an issue. Maybe you can clear it up. Buck him hard. You're inside.
He's not
Um,
coming here. All the roads wash away, plenty sinkhole. Did they fix the sinkhole in the Beetham yet? Somebody tell me that how they use coconut shell to fill there, and that's why the road crumbles so easily. Is that true?
But I want to know all them rocks that coming off the Maracas Hill, and why we can't use some of the rocks to pack that hole there and kind of stabilize the place, and put some material on top of that.
The desalination plant shut down. Yeah, I've been hearing that a long time.
Well, everything shutting down from under Dr. Rolly from coming. Everything good for the people shutting down.
Yep.
Everything.
The people themselves shut down. People can't do nothing. And like we were having our conversation when we go get to that early. I don't know.
Run
But
the MC
look,
said three races. Who you talking about?
What race are you
anyway.
talking about?
But
I don't know.
Lana, you want Larry to come and meet me? Oh my goodness.
Larry ain't coming here. He's staying out in the water. Yeah, I tell you, he's not coming here. He's gonna dance up in the water. He may hug the coastline, but he's not coming here. Good.
Lana said better Twiggy than Davy. But how all him commenting on how all him come? Tommy already really want to Traverse, yes. Um, did, all roads wash away, plenty sinkhole. Diana, he coming. people know South Roof.
Who's fixing? Why the roads not being fixed? What's really happened?
But Diana and Tommy and Gary, I want to say something, yeah? And I pass this road here by me every day, and since the storm came in on Wednesday, right? So far, the hole still sitting there, right? The hole still sitting there. Is a big hole in the middle of the road. So you know I have to take a picture of that hole. When I pass by that hole, I have to take a picture and post it. So sometimes are we very critical in Trinidad and Tobago of everything? I want everything fixed yesterday. Because I saw that hole, that same hole they could turn into a sinkhole too.
No, man. The government overdoing it on the people in the country there, man. I mean, the people are so frustrated, and then they're taking on big highway projects and they can't maintain what they have. You're always seeing X amount of millions and billions of dollars spent on Ministry of Works and critical things that need to be done, especially it's a very serious public safety hazard, and you don't see the government really doing the job.
But Gary, sometimes they get overwhelmed when there's a lot going on. For example, look at here in the United States, there are people without power for a whole week and more right now.
That's understood, but on a normal basis in Trinidad and Tobago, it's like you're really pulling teeth to get anything done.
But times are not normal anywhere, Trinidad, US, anywhere.
You have to go on social media and make a rant before you get somebody to move. Look what we had to do on this side to really get them moving down there.
And Wassa shut down, no water in South for four days. How you mean no water for 4 days in a pandemic? What nonsense is that? People need water to wash. Yeah, they're supposed to be washing their hands regularly. Who's the head of Wassa?
Let's get to the utilities minister and see what he have to say.
So
I don't know.
Tukisha says, what about valuation on lands by the government? 30th of November, let's face a fine of $5,000.
Yeah, but making people that what? Anselm, you can't call Dr. Rowley and let him come on the show and let me ask him these questions. Dr. Rowley, if you're listening, you need to come on the show and have a civil discussion with us, because you can't be doing these things to disenfranchise people. I mean, come on, in a pandemic, and you don't lock the people out of their work. Wait. Let me ask you. I go and put myself in the shoes of an unemployed woman that was working in the service industry, and you take me out of my work, right, for all these months, and you go, I work in the nighttime now, right, wherever there's work, and I can't work in the nighttime no more. Maybe I work in the casino, right, and I have a little property. You say I can't work anymore, right? You call SOE. Where I supposed to get this money from, Dr. Rowley, to pay taxation from? I had to go and sell saltfish.
Oh gosh.
What is he doing to the people of the country? Do you care? Where I supposed to go and get this money from?
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, so Nutscake say no property tax.
Diana, based on your little dealings with me for this stranded citizen situation, does the man look like he really care?
Yeah, but you do, and according to UN and all these other people, the most people who've been out of work is the women, because the service industries are the ones that has been affected, and the women are the ones, and the women are affected, the children are affected. They cannot provide for the children. What the hell is wrong with Dr. Rowley? What do you want the women to do? Where they get money from now for property valuation? What madness going on in Trinidad? Is a democracy down there, or is it a socialist republic?
But Diana, you see the thing, and we like to be balanced, yeah? Right? You know the UNC was going to implement property tax too, right?
No. Hawaii
Yes.
tried that. He tried that.
Yeah, yeah. You may Google it for you, Gary.
He tried to bring that, and I went in his face.
In Parliament, Hawaii talked about introducing property tax.
He tried about reintroducing that, and I got in their face. I said that was not the agreement. But not only this, the PNM want to evaluate your property.
But they lost office, Gary.
What it could be rented for. You understand that? So say my situation where my father died and my mother had no income. How is she paying that? What the property could be rented for? Okay? How's she paying that?
Oh God,
And pay
the
the
chat
water bills in
light
the
up
light bill
now.
and feed herself too.
And Slim, why?
Let me tell you something. Yeah? Let me tell you something. I'm telling you again. PNM in particular, I have to be really watching about coming to talk about taxing people with their property vote for. All right? PNM in particular, especially those people who they suffer and catch their tail, and how Philip was saying, they eat dal 5 ways and body 6 ways. Well, let me tell you something, and I eat bhaji 10 ways. Let me tell you something. They better come damn good with this nonsense because they didn't give me no supplement. Okay? They didn't give me no help. There was no freeness for we. All right?
I don't know where how what I mean, come on, where you gonna enforce now? The people they done ain't walking nowhere. They had to worry about school book lists and all that. And you going and force property tax on these poor disenfranchised women already. I mean, come on, and they done catching a nenen to pay mortgage already, back rent they done already. Oh God, Dr. Rowley. Come on. Well, all you need to go and I don't know, no? Murray Street still open? I don't know, no? Something gotta give.
But
Because
no, the people had to stand up for themselves, Diana. They had to stand up for
I
themselves.
don't know. But wait, how you go? What is it? What is you want the women to do? What you want the people to do? Where you want them to get
Then they
money
keep
from?
pushing now. You go see eventually they hit the streets. They go get so pissed
That
off.
precisely.
They gonna get so pissed off. They keep pushing
Yeah, boy. And the food prices going up, all kind of thing going up. Nah, this is
even here. I mean, look what we dealing with here. You go to the supermarket now. Prices of things are going up. You know.
This is unbearable now, Dr. Rowley. This is unbearable. You think people are gonna sit down and take this, and everything is kosher? They're gonna push back. This property tax, this property tax thing you forcing on people throat, and then now you want to go and force. Oh, wait. Let me. Okay, when I get on a roll, I just get on a roll now. I may drink no Guinness or nothing. Don't let me drink a Guinness.
Don't worry, I'm gonna buy a Guinness for you. Go ahead.
But who said they're going to introduce property tax? Did I say the government was going to introduce property tax?
Takisha talk about the land evaluation thing. They have a deadline for it. You didn't get the document? You didn't look at it?
Yeah, of course I looked at it. I just saw a comparison between what the government hopefully will do in the future and what was put on the table by the UNC. That's all I did.
And then I heard that what the bank's talking about, if you're not vaccinated, you can't come in the bank to get your money. What madness are they talking? Huh? My money in the bank and I come and get my money. You telling me I can't come and get my money because I'm not vaccinated? Are you crazy or what?
Dana,
look.
You go bring your money through a hole. You go have a little hole, you know them.
Look, my money that I did the little bit I done getting already. All the time I can't come in the bank to get my money. The little bit of scam, wherever it is, it done able to do nothing. And look, don't get the storm upset, And all they tell them what they can't come in the bank because they're not vaccinated. Well, then all they close all their accounts. Close all their accounts. Keep all the money in all their house in a tot. That's what they should do. Put it in a pan or in a metal box or something. Don't give the bank all your money. Open up all your own DSS. That's what they call it, answer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just say that, Gary, your boy has something else to close down, eh? Watch here. I just say that. Watch. Your partner, the fella from DSS, started A to Z pawn shop.
Oh boy.
Gary, before they go,
you see the fella next to him?
Oh.
mm,
You see the fella next
that's
to
Dr.
him?
David Mohammed.
Yeah, well, that fella could go to hell too.
Oh boy. Oh
All
boy.
right?
Well, listen.
Big,
The
big,
fella now starting a pawn shop. So people who need a little money could bring in the jewelry and they could get a little kakada to do what they have to do.
but Ansem,
Gary,
don't you think they would exploit people? Don't you think they would exploit people?
Gary pawn shop is a thing in Trinidad and Tobago for years.
Yep.
Years.
For years.
Years.
In America too.
No,
My
I
mother used to
understand that. I
go
understand
to
that.
the pawn shop. My mother used to go to the pawn shop and let the post when he 10 days work, couldn't put enough food on the table. She was smart enough to buy jewelry, right? And when she can't buy me books and then she put it in the pawn shop. She gets a little 500 or 600 or 700
Yeah,
to do what you have to do.
you're born against you know, understand that. But what I'm saying,
Yeah, and
I'm
when time
concerned.
get ready, you go back and get the money and you take back your jewelry.
Yeah, you're borrowing against your jewelry. I'm just kind of concerned that it operates, honestly, and it don't
No,
exploit people.
Gary.
No. It's
Them thing is honest thing, boy. Them jewelry,
what is the jewelry around my neck and I need food and I need a booklet filled.
I
You
want
can't the
to
bank
I
the
okay with
bank
that.
is not the
I okay
bank
with
is
that.
not giving them the money to go and fill the booklet and the government, Dr. Rowley's government is not helping them either. So somebody is providing access to capital,
Right.
which
That
is
if you have
needed right now.
that if you have a little jewelry, some people don't pawn the jewelry already.
Well,
you know,
hey,
somebody just make a very good point there. Haley, there's a real good point you make there,
the exchange might not be worth it.
Switch to crypto and do away with
Yeah.
banks. No joke, But answer my calling to crypto, Answer my calling to crypto, boy.
Let me tell you something. Things are not in the favor of the ordinary man in the street, regardless of his complexion, his race, his religion. It is not in his corner. The people, the 99% of the people have to unite and work together because the odds are against them all the time. They
But
have to learn to work with each other.
Gary, Diana, and Tommy, watch Run DMC comment on the screen. Property
Yes.
tax was $22 per year. This
Yes.
nastiness want to tax your dog kennel and all. So
Oh
Ron,
God.
you telling me that it's okay for someone to pay $22 in property tax a year? Tell me any property in Trinidad and Tobago. Property, folks. Property. You see, property tax is not just your house, right? It's the size of the property, the type of your house, and all kind of thing.
Well, we had a
$22 a year.
standard charge in Trinidad and Tobago, It wasn't a charge based on evaluation to that extent, We had a land tax that used to pay. I think the last time the land tax was
The guidance was done.
No. But I'm not against property tax and all that, which could
Them was
use to
done.
fund other
yeah.
things. But now come and force it down their throat now in a pandemic
No. But let me
and
tell
put
you
it in
something.
there.
No, but Diana,
No.
they're not forcing them thing anything anybody throat.
No,
No,
I'm put
no,
That's how they're
some
going about it,
deadline
Diana. That's how
and
they're
a
going. Maybe they're
deadline.
forcing it on
What is
all
this
the people.
deadline by the September 30th? They're
If you would
enforcing
see,
that's
some
different.
evaluation.
That's something different.
Well, if
you
you
would
not do
see,
evaluation by such and such a date, you're getting a fine. That's forcing something down your throat. When
if
again,
UNC didn't stop them in court, Dave Tanku told you that they didn't stop them in court. They was moving full speed ahead.
come on.
Oh boy. Hey, listen.
He told you that they have to stop them in court.
Come
They're just gonna
on.
drop this thing. They want to. I tell you, they want to tax you according to what your house would for. So you sacrifice your belly over the years, and you know you get old, and you have your property there. You have no income again. One your husband or your wife dead, is you alone. You know your children might move out, or they might or might not be there. So I don't support the idea of the property tax, not even here in the United States. You know, I mean,
I support property tax full 100, full 100,
Me too.
full 100. Because to me,
Mm-hmm.
in this country here, if we didn't have property tax, but we'd
Mm-hmm.
have 25 sinkhole about this place after that last storm day.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have
but
You
Mm-hmm.
sinkhole
know,
after
answer
sinkhole.
it still jeopardizes people' rights to stay in their home after they work for it. They should have a different
No, it
system.
doesn't, Gary. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Do you know how
If
many
you
people
can't
loses
stay in
their
your home, you
home?
could sell it.
Do you know how many
you,
people lose their right to be in their home after they work so hard for it in this country?
If you don't pay the
especially
property tax.
If you can't
yeah,
afford to.
because the numbers sometimes are very unreasonable.
Mm-hmm.
If
You
they
didn't have.
if they make it reasonable, then it's another thing. But if it's
Mm-hmm.
unreasonable, then that's another
Now back
altogether.
again, the property tax, you have a different structure of taxation here in this country and what they use the money is used for, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Trinidad and Tobago, you think they're going to pay this for the schools out of the property tax and pay for the police out of the
No,
property
no,
tax?
it go in the politicians' pockets.
All right, they
Well,
can't even give us the account for what they're using now.
Mm-hmm.
they have to go and
Mm-hmm.
change the constitution. And to me, it's better for that money to go into the community and whether the council is well, you know, the council.
But Anselm,
You
you
know,
could do it this. You could do it this way. You have a state income tax going towards the state for the state expense, and you have a residential income tax, not property tax. So you're only taxing the people working, and they're paying for the working people paying for the services. If you're renting a house, then you could pay some kind of what towards the income for it, but not a person who resident in the house and you trying to break their neck to survive in the house after they get old and feeble and can't maintain what you're trying to do there, and then they want to take their house. What do you think will stop P&M from taking people's house?
no,
Mm-hmm.
no, 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 Gary, I can't
But,
see.
but
I
telling you,
can't see. I can't see
That
you
the
that
can't
wouldn't
see.
government.
happen. They can't take
Yeah,
people.
I can't see the government going in the business of taking people house.
You can't
Because
see.
in this community
Wait,
here, let me
Faris
finish.
Alwari at the wheel,
But let me
please.
finish. Let me
And
finish.
it would. And
But
it would.
let me use examples. In this community here, you have people who cannot afford to pay the property taxes. And the township will try to work with those people more than anything else in order to work out a deal on how they could pay the property taxes rather than take the houses.
But
Because township and government are not in the business of taking people houses.
but
That is
let,
not
Yeah.
what
but let
their
me tell you
business
something.
are. Their business is to keep
Some
people in the
cities,
houses.
Some cities, not all. They put
Let me tell
some
you.
liens
cities,
Most,
against you.
others
mo-
in others they put this tax certificate up for auction,
Mm-hmm.
yes, that is
for
correct.
sale
But
for sale.
most of them try to keep people in their houses because you know why? All you know is the most people that affects. All you know is people that affect the
See,
most.
Mm.
retired seniors.
Seniors.
Like
Yes,
I told you. Like I
but
told you.
which people in society does that affect the most? You know why? Because when you're
Mm.
going to get a mortgage, the mortgage company give you an inflated mortgage, and know you couldn't afford the house, but still sell the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that happens to the most? It happens right. It happened right there in Newark. I lived in Newark.
Minorities.
Minorities.
There you go. It's
Mm-hmm.
minorities. There you
Mm-hmm.
go. I could tell you of quite a few people. And you know what the people do? What the people do? They say, nah, I can't deal with this tomorrow. They walk away from the house and the house got abandoned. If you see much
Of
abandoned
course.
house you have in New York, house
Mm.
left, right, and center abandoned. You know why?
Mm.
They gyp the people. They give them a mortgage they know they can't afford. Right? And then if
Redlining.
he if the house in a nice area, they take back the house on them. And if it's in a bad area, they just leave it there like run down.
But let me tell you something. Like I said, knowing the level of discrimination that we went through the country, P&M didn't pay us no housing to live in. We live in a board shack until we could do better. And we plant we garden, and those plant their rice land and they plant their cane. So let me tell you something, especially P&M, especially all what they put us through, I say
But
this is reason
Gary,
enough.
the PNM build
that
houses,
was
man. The
but
PNM
but
build houses, man.
people
I
across
know
the
for a
board
fact
struggle.
in
Bill, who
Diggle
owns it?
Martin, in Diamondville, Diggle Martin, when I was going to junior sec in 1970s, early 70s, that when the PNM was in power, I used to admire the houses and the PNM built in Diamondville. Me not
And
saying
who
no,
they
I'm
give it
telling
to?
you.
And who they give
Huh?
it to? They build any
Them
houses in
time,
Central and South?
but you see, Gary, you said,
Yes, Pleasantville. There are a few places in South they built some developments.
plenty places. And listen, they build no houses in Chumaka, Claventine. You know what they give me? Plannings.
Well,
They
let
build
me
no
tell you
house
something.
there.
You see, they didn't
When
give
is the
us
last time you hear any government?
they didn't give
Gary, let
us
me ask you a
nothing.
question. Which government built any houses in Lavantil or any part of Lavantil? Any part of Lavantil? Which government? Which one of them?
They have built no apartment buildings in Central. It's only towards the end, what they call it, and South is Dr. Raleigh put up some building that never finished there in Central
You
as
see,
he
but
out the
Gary,
highway.
Larry,
I don't like the thing with Central and East Port of Spain and like that.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm just telling you,
I
there
don't
was a
like
lot
that.
of
You
discrimination
like
with
that.
government help.
No,
So
Gary,
I'm telling you,
Gary,
they ain't
you
coming.
can't say
Far as
certain things.
I
You
am
can't say.
concerned,
yeah.
far as I am concerned, the people should not tolerate
Gary,
this nonsense.
Mm. Go ahead, Tommy.
anyway, I mean, I try not to say, I try not to say too much about. If all people benefited from the housing program in Trinidad and Tobago. All people.
Mm.
You must get Adrian here and let him tell you how them house. 20 years now, Adrian waiting for a house.
But Gary, I know PNM people waiting for us 15 years. I know PNM people who supporting the PNM over 15 years. Listen, let me tell you this. My nephew, my niece in Trinidad and Tobago, she's a police in the police force. She waiting for us over 20 years now.
Why that should that be? Why should that be? But what
Yep.
No,
my
but
issue with
you
my
see,
issue with the
no,
government?
but
My issue
Gary,
with the
you see,
government
you making
is
up
when we
a
have
point, and we just trying to
progress.
show you it's not just it's plenty people in Trinidad waiting for houses.
But Anselm, I have a question.
Yeah.
Why they have a whole lot of houses just sitting there?
Mm.
Why are the people if she's a police officer, she's obviously making a salary. Why is she waiting that long to get a house?
Because that's the system. That's the
Well,
system.
it's a corrupt bourgeois system.
It's the
Diana,
Let
system.
you
I
know when
call
you
it
go
what
in
it
to
is.
apply for
It's
anything,
a
how much time you
corrupt
just go through?
bourgeois system. Yeah, you have your own. You have a person putting their life on the line, working the front lines of your police service, and you have she waiting 15 years for a house. It's a corrupt. I calling it out. Yeah, me Diana Benskin. Bourgeois corrupt system. I don't want nothing from them. I will call them out. They're
And how
corrupt
many
and
homeless mothers out
bourgeois.
there? How many
Yeah,
people?
yeah.
And
Corrupt
that is
and
taxpayers' money.
bourgeois.
That is taxpayers' money.
And a whole heap of
So
house sitting there with bush running over them.
so
And
so,
you
so
have people
Gary,
waiting for them. That don't make no kind of
Gary,
sense to me.
Ellis
Why you
answer your
can't
question. Go ahead, Anna.
why you can't assign those houses to people who are working and that's money you're collecting going into the coffers. It makes no kind of damn sense. It makes no sense to me.
But
Of
even if you're
Bourgeois
course,
working, you have to be.
system.
But Diana,
Fortress in the
even if you're working, you have to be credit worthy, because you could be poor disciplined and working every day.
Well, then you make a
because
system where
I just feel only want them just give out houses to any and anybody. That's what I feel only
but
wanted to do.
but it,
No, but
Just like they do in
the
this
thing
country here,
about it,
Diana. When you give a person a house and they can't afford it, you know what happens? Eventually they lose it. And that's what happened here in New Jersey. Plenty of people go and buy house and get mortgage and they live in the house for 2 years, 3 years, and what happened to them? Eh?
okay,
They,
so answer me, give them something based on their income.
Diana,
but there got to
if
be
they
interest rate
can't
too.
afford it, if they cannot afford it,
Give
if they're
them
making
something
if they're making $25,000 a year, how they go afford a mortgage?
give them something and work out a mortgage based on their income.
Diana, well, you want a 50-year mortgage then?
Oh, God, to give them something based on their income.
But then, anyway, hold that thought. It's in the village with the dark triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. We're going to go for a quick station identification. I'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
So I want to make a point. I want to make a point. We are back with you. It's in the village with the dark triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9. I want to make a point. Now listen to this, right? My mother worked 10 days to feed her 5 kids, right? We lived in Chumaka, Clavantil, and paying $12 a month rent, right? I don't know what my mother's salary was. She never told me. But if my mother was making $1,000 a month, that was a lot of money, right? Let's give her $1,500 a month, right? That is about $18,000 a year. $18,000 a year, right? What kind of mortgage could my mother afford for her 5 kids? I'm keeping it real now. What kind of mortgage my mother could afford? My mother can't afford no mortgage. So they get the next best thing possible, which was an apartment building in Chumaka paying $12 a month rent. And I lived.
That's okay. That's okay.
When I lived there, when I left Trinidad and Tobago, that's where I left. Right? So now, let me go forward. Let me say you're working CPEP. CPEP is $700 a fortnight. Right? That's $1,400 a month. Right? 14 times 12. Right? I'm doing the maths quick here. That is about 16,000, 17,000. Let me round it off to $2,000 a month. 2,000. Round it off. That's $24,000 a year. What mortgage you can afford at $24,000 a year? If I give you a house, I setting you up to fail. I setting you up to fail.
But you're missing the point, Anselm.
But Anselm, some people work CPEP and they work other jobs too. Why can't
okay,
you?
Diana, I hear you. Diana will double your salary. We went from $24,000 to $50,000 a year. Making $50,000 a year.
But Anselm, aren't you the one that always say about access to capital, access to economic improvement and whatnot? Well, then you give them, you work out something where they work for you, you take their mortgage out, and you give them a home, and therefore the people they're not homeless. You give them a home. You are instilling pride in the individual. This is what this is what I would do as a government. You understand what I'm saying? Can I finish? And then the person is now, you know what? I have a home. They're more inclined now to they may even want to come out of the damn CPEP work and find something else to do. Okay. This is why you're motivating them now to go on and perhaps become an entrepreneur. You don't know, right? Okay. But no, you're leaving them there. You're not giving them a chance. This is what you motivate people to uplift and better themselves. But you don't give them access to capital. You don't give them access to a home. You don't do anything for them. You keep them in the doldrums, and that's where they stay. Why? Because you want them to dip their finger in the ink year after year for them. No, I think they deserve it of a mortgage based on their income, and as their income grow, you raise the mortgage accordingly.
Well, Dana, what you want to do
the mortgage
is to set up people just as how they set up people here in New Jersey. Give them mortgages. Let me finish.
No, you're not listening. No.
But listen to this. Nuts cake. There's a good point there. Nuts cake. There's a good point there. So what? All right. Let me get them a house. Right? In this country, you get them a house. Right? They have the house, the mortgager is $700 a month. $700 a month.
So
why can't pay property tax? They still have to
Why
pay
can't
property
they,
tax.
Anselm, why can't they be paying $100 a month a mortgage and own the damn house? And
What?
as they improve,
What
yeah,
planet you living
why?
on?
Yeah,
What planet you
why
living
not?
on? Where you
Why?
gonna
Why
get
not?
Diana?
Why not?
Diana,
Why
where you gonna
not?
get a mortgage for
Why
$100 a
not?
month? Where
Why
you getting
not?
a mortgage?
Why not? Why they can't be paying $100 a
What?
month
The
and
interest
give
rate
them
gotta
a
be minus
chance to own?
200%. The interest rate is minus
Why
200%.
they can't get a mortgage at $100 a month instead of sticking them in that little
What?
one by
Where
one
you,
sweat box?
Diana? Where in the
They are
world
your
you could get a
African.
mortgage for $100 a month?
They are
Where in
your
the world?
African people that stick their finger in the ink for you every year. Why can't you
Diana,
give them a
Diana,
hello?
I'm not
Why
talking about
can't you
sticking
give?
your finger. Where in the world you
But
could get a mortgage for $100 a month?
I say, why you can't give them a home instead of leaving them in that sweat box for $100 a month? Give them a mortgage for $100 a month, home ownership, and that way you lift their self-esteem, and they may want to go forward in life. Yeah, you give them a chance at home ownership. You don't just stick them in that sweat box for $100 a month rent. You give them home ownership for $100 a month. And you put a clause in there. When your income increases, we revisit the mortgage and we write it, and maybe we charge you $150. As your income increases, your mortgage payment will increase. Yeah, that's what you do. Instead of sticking them in these sweat boxes,
Diana,
$100 in
I'm
rent.
sorry. Diana,
That's
I'm
what you,
sorry.
well, hey,
Diana, I'm
that's
sorry.
just
I'm
me.
sorry.
Well,
But
hey, that's what they should be doing.
a mortgage comes with, it's like a
Oh,
15-year mortgage
so
at
the
a
houses
certain
should just
percentage. It's a
sit there and the houses should just sit there and grass run over them,
Well, let's forget America.
and
We're dealing
people
with
living
Trinidad right now.
homeless.
That those houses were built at taxpayers' expense. Okay, those citizens of Trinidad and Tobago must have paid taxes at some point or the other. But what I'm saying to you, so you rather see that house there, dry, rotten, grass growing on it, and people out there suffering and homeless and no place to go.
Mm-hmm.
I can't support that. So until we figure out things, why we can't even temporarily use these houses that sit in there doing nothing and
Yep,
accommodate these people until we could figure something out?
that's right.
Not even that.
Give
They don't
the
care.
people,
They
yeah,
don't care about
people's
nobody.
lift their self-esteem. Lift their self-esteem. Perhaps they will respond differently. They will
Diana,
act differently.
Diana,
Hey,
you
that's just me.
when you are setting up, if you are going to set someone up for
Mm-hmm.
failure, you are only temporarily lifting up their self-esteem. You are temporarily, because if that person was supposed to have some difficulties on the job and they run into problems, right? That person have no type of savings. You know what? You trying to
And
lift them
no,
up, and
Anselm, you're
eventually
in.
they will lose that. I could never. Me personally, I would rather see
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
you go into a nice apartment like we went into in the planning. That was the best thing for us.
All right, but
The
what I'm saying to you,
idea
answer,
of
they're not even giving
home
people an
ownership
apartment.
and
They're not giving
building
them an apartment.
equity. The idea of home ownership and building equity. That is what I'm talking about.
Yes, but
How you gonna build? How you gonna build?
it had
What
to
equity you building? Paying $100 a month.
So the all right, so the building sit on there and rot and run vine and let grass run on it then.
No, no, no,
there's
no, no. But you see,
responsibility, there's discipline, there's a lot of factors that has to be taken into consideration. For
Well, let
example,
it sit
when
there
a
and run
contractor
and
when a contractor builds a house,
you're
he has to
only
be
thinking
paid.
bottom line. You're gonna have a whole heap of people. I don't know. You know what I look while we're on the topic. You know what I think, and I was talking about it with somebody the other day. All the men that running the countries in the world need to step down and let women run things for a while. I bet you everything get fixed.
Maybe.
I bet you everything get fixed. All the men in the world that are presidents, premier, prime minister, whatever you call them, they need to step down and let a woman run thing. Let women run thing for 5 years. I bet you everything get fixed.
Well, every country that a woman running right now is working well.
Thank you.
oh. Look. Takesha make a good point here, and Takesha is a good point. Takesha say some of them ain't even pay for their houses and rented it out more than their mortgage. Right?
Well, that is because some people got HDC housing, and they didn't need it for their how to say official residence. A lot of people, there's a lot of racket with the HDC housing, where people got houses and they're renting it out. Okay, and the people who actually need ain't getting any. So we have a lot to look into. There's a lot of corruption there.
No,
But
yeah,
what me and
but
Diana is
listen,
talking about, people
yeah.
who have nowhere to live, and that is, I am saying that is taxpayers' money that's spent for that. The house is going to rot and deteriorating, grass growing over it, and people suffering out there. And that is our people. That is our people. Why we can't put them there, at least even temporarily, until we could figure something out or help them figure something out?
Yeah,
No.
people homeless all. Yep.
Yeah, it's like they're just still not a blind and a deaf ear. They
Yep.
don't
Well,
care.
I would,
They don't
I
care.
would rather, I would rather them rent the houses. I rather rent with an option to buy.
All that is good, but what I'm trying to
Rent,
answer them is that they're not
Okay.
even. That is not the point I'm making. The point we're making is the houses are sitting there, and they're going to rot, and grass and bushes and vine growing, and animals moving into it, and people suffering. That is what we're talking about.
rent with option to own. That's what I would say. Because I would
I
but but but,
find
but,
the,
but,
the,
but, but
the,
listen to this. Listen to this, right? Listen to this, right? Where I live in is my house, is my land, and the township does impose property tax.
I thought it's you and Mrs. LeBon's house.
Well, the Lobons family. Yeah, the Lobons
Okay.
house. Yeah,
Okay.
The Lobons, right? And the township impose taxes on us. However, if you want to appeal your taxes, and I just appeal my taxes, right? I just appeal my taxes. When all you talk about property tax in Trinidad, I want to talk about $22 a year. All you know a clue of property taxes. I'm telling you, all you have a clue what property taxes. Hey, Tommy? Well, Tommy, all of you here should know,
I know. You know, I know.
right?
Boy.
Yeah? What's
then
up,
again,
I
that's
know.
KLD?
a
I,
different structure. A different
I know
structure.
your taxes are very high in Jersey. Very, very high.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The
But I
taxes, the
with you.
taxes is a mortgage.
Very,
The
very
taxes
high.
is the equivalent to a mortgage.
Oh,
Trust
more
me.
than your mortgage.
No,
My,
no,
my,
Haley.
my, my, mine is very small. That's why I choose to live here.
No, Diana. Haley has a great point. Give me better job opportunities, and I will build my own house.
Like you like that too? That's good
That
too.
that is sense. That's what I'm saying.
That's all
That makes
true.
sense. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
don't give me a house and give me a mortgage, and then
Mm-hmm.
2 years I can't pay the mortgage no more. Give me a
Mm-hmm.
job, right? Where I could get a raise in pay, I could work hard, I could aspire
Mm-hmm.
to be something, and then
Mm-hmm.
I could buy a house.
But
Mm-hmm.
that option is open too. But what I'm saying to you is that is, in fact, that is more feasible to build your own house, because the money that the government's spending, and they don't do the job good in the first place. When you build your own house, you build it to your standard, and you do a better
Uh-huh.
job. But what I'm saying to you, and what Diana is saying to you, is these houses that the government already built,
Mm-hmm.
and we have people suffering out there. And I am
Mm-hmm.
saying to you, that is taxpayers' money. That don't belong to no
Mm-hmm.
political party. These are
Nope.
people of Trinidad and Tobago. This is our people. Do
Let them.
something. Put some kind of short-term plan to take them out of their distress,
Mm-hmm.
and even assign some for those battered women and families that the police have nowhere to put them. Allow the police to use some of these houses that they need to accommodate some of these women in distress, social services, and then we could figure things out. But the thing about it is the house is sitting there, grass growing in it, nobody, animals and all kind of bugs going up in it. It going to waste, and
Ron
people
says.
suffering.
Ron says anyone defending the property tax is either a PNM sycophant or what? Don't have a parrot on a stick living by mommy or renting.
But
Hey.
that is the case. The biggest mouth about who wants the property tax, the people who ain't own nothing.
I think
That's
that
true. That's true.
that could be everybody extremely. I think Ellis making a joke. I think they're making a joke. We have an education activist supposed to join us. Let me
Is he
see.
there?
Nah, he ain't there. Hold on. Me ain't defending nothing. I know here to defend. I don't defend.
I reminding you again about these people who are doing the cleanup oil spill in under Gary Aboud's team there that we wanted to bring them on.
Yeah, Gary, invite them. Let me welcome Devon Wells. Devon Wells says,
let me know when.
Gary, come on, man. We just organize. We organize. Devon Wells say, Devon, welcome. When I say welcome to Devon, Devon Wells say, Kamala was there. She made a mess.
Who say Kamala made a mess?
Oh Lord!
I really quote in the chat.
Here we go with the blame game.
All the people pop when one of them pop all the kind of quote, right? Look, Albert Montano says, poverty in Trinidad because of the PNM government and they rose those supporters like donkeys, right?
Oh Lord.
This is what Ellis says. Ellis says, Ron, I'm sorry, my friend, but I find it hard to defend any political vampires. Ron, I will defend your king, but not the red and yellow. You understand? All right. Ron say he plan to win the lottery.
I planning for long as well. I can't seem to do it.
Yeah, Takisha says it's not safe living in apartments right now, Ansem. Time change. Trying to build up enough houses that everyone should have a home for generations to generations. Right? Let me just read some of these quotes quickly. Rose says there are a lot of unfinished community centers, so much of wasted money, so taxpayers' money goes down to waste. Lana said, Trinidad and Tobago have enough houses that everyone should have a home for generations to generations. Ron says, who committed the actual act? Haley, this is our boss comment by Haley there. Better jobs.
But besides giving somebody a job, Ansem, we were discussing how, the people can't even sell nothing and the police hounding them down. We need some kind of better organization and where we can put these people and allow these people to sell. I'm not saying to allow them to block traffic and put the things in the middle of the road, but people who are out there trying to make a living are being harassed.
Let me say welcome to Barry Garcia. Barry Garcia, welcome. Barry Garcia just joined us in the village with the dark triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Barry say absolutely. When you come up with him, absolutely nonsensical argument from the woman.
Really?
Yeah.
That's your point, Gary. Barry.
Ellis says, no, run my brother. I don't like PNM one bit. However, UNC under Pandey wasn't any saint. Should I remind you, Ron? Takisha says, some of those housing mortgage under the housing development is $1,200. It depends on the area, but it's who you know in the housing ministry is very few would be getting.
Bourgeois
it's a
society.
Racket, this thing, man. It's
racket and bourgeois and corruption.
They don't care about nobody. They all.
Anyone living a life that depends on the government is setting them up for failure.
Why a police officer waiting so long to get a house in Trinidad and Tobago? Why? But she's not credit worthy. Come on, please.
Banana, let me say this to you, right? My mother-in-law from Mento Alley, Lavantel. She applied for a house. Years now, she never get it. So the thing about it is that there is a lot of people who apply for houses in Trinidad and haven't gotten it. A lot of people. Under both parties, UNC and PNM. All we have
Bourgeois
to do,
society.
what we're supposed to do is to go and check the numbers. All right, how much houses the PNM give out? How much houses the UNC give out? Because all we just talking, and saying this. But at the end of the day, Haley made a very valuable point. That's a great point. I don't want to give nobody a house that is going to lose in 3 years.
Look,
That has been tried.
Somebody ain't waiting 35 years for a house. What kind of madness is that?
But then if they can't afford it, they got to wait 60 years.
Sickening. Bourgeois society.
But if they can't afford it, they got to wait 60 years. We have to speak truth to power.
Society.
Nah.
Bourgeois.
Some people cannot afford a house. My mother could not afford a house. They put us in Chumaka Club until, you know why? Because that's what she could afford. And we were happy there.
Bourgeois society.
Why we want to put people in a house, and then you know what? In years, the house will be abandoned. And we have to now deal with abandoned houses. More abandoned houses.
You can't get an apartment.
Bourgeois society, that's all it is. Thank God I never had to ask Trinidad and Tobago for nothing. According to you young people, nothing. Never had to ask Trinidad and Tobago for nothing.
Diana, I love you, but women leading? Nah, a lot of women lead based on emotion.
I mean, women leading, please.
Man say.
Please. The world would be a better place. And your men lead on ego. Ego and who cojones is bigger. Please.
Go to the health center now. You can't get no medicine. On that counter, everybody was getting their medicine.
Please. Things will be run smoother.
Gary, is that true though, Gary? Gary, is that true?
Smoother.
That's the feedback I got from the time Dr. Ollie came in. You can't get the dispenser, have your medicine. Things were flowing.
So Gary, every time you get feedback, it's true, right?
But it's not people that know me that tell me that, you know.
But no, I just asking you. Every time you get feedback, it's true, right?
That's the feedback I get.
You see, the thing that we say, you know, Gary, you know what it is? Remember we used the example last week, right? The 6,000 example.
Could you say it again, please?
Oh boy, Siri, come on, yes. Siri, tell me to say it again. Siri, come on, say, could you say, Gary?
The spine on you, boy. The spine on you.
Yeah. But Gary, you see, Gary, we in Trinidad and Tobago, it stopped going with them say and they say and here say and I say and they say. That's why in this country we have something called fact check. Trinidad and Tobago needs a fact check.
What I see for myself here with the consulate over here, things so moving efficiently.
Okay, we can speak about that. We can speak to that because you actively involved in that.
So
we can speak to that.
I saw the government performing, right? And let me tell you something. When Mrs. Pantin got herself in trouble in Florida, who do you think I had to go? Not the President Counsel General, you know. I had to go and find the former one to organize some things down there. No support up to now from the Consulate General.
You know,
I had to go and find the former one.
Anselm, Anselm, I deal with the Consulate General here. And it works for me all the time. I don't have any problems. Since I've been in the commission, I've never had any problem dealing with the Consulate General. I don't know. Maybe
you don't know. But I'm telling you, why I was helping these people that were stranded and this, and I ought to say left behind here from neglect from their government was games between Miami.
Yeah, that's the stranded thing was another situation, and of course we know that was coming from Trinidad was giving us the most problems with that.
The man was talking to me before the election. After the election, he stopped talking to me.
New York,
I have all the trails I emailed.
Who you were in touch with? New York or Miami?
Both. New York first. Mr. Lavore there, Andre.
Lavore?
Yeah. Who you think Diana had to run and pick and pay for the child ticket when he failed to come through? And they're trying to tell me, no, he wouldn't do that. the grant coming through, Diana had to rush and throw money there in less than 24 hours to pay for the ticket because she gonna miss
So
the flight. That was the
so
first instant Diana helped me
so
with.
Storm, he knew who was talking.
Precisely.
Mm,
Now I asked
okay.
them, say, Stoops.
I say Stoops, he flinch.
He
I
flinched.
didn't seem stupid. I didn't seem stupid. That's why he looked.
That he flinch.
He looked. He was looking in amazement.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that
yeah,
is he
he
been.
flinch, he flinch, he flinched.
He get
But that
cornered by
is,
the storm.
but that he
Rose
did.
says,
When she pocket
I
and pull out
didn't
the
know who.
money.
I had no clue who he was, but I had a statement to make. So it is what it is. Wasn't all
Rose says,
Anyway,
kosher.
you were my guest and he was my guest. So everybody,
um, yeah.
I made my statement respectfully.
Rose said Gary G is acting commissioner of police and he going for a holiday. So I
Oh,
didn't put
jeez.
him to admin.
He's acting commissioner of
Yeah,
police.
yeah. And
But
he going for
the man
vacation.
after 3 years, he deserves some kind of vacation.
How he get acting commissioner of police now? He didn't put him make him permanent yet.
Okay.
Not
I hear you
reinstated him.
have a disagreement with Dr. Rowley.
So yeah, Nadia Mongol says, I'm not blaming PNM or UNC because both only gives their people.
What's that?
I hear
Nadia says it's on the screen. Nadia says I'm not blaming UNC or PNM because both of them only give their people.
Only give their
Okay.
but
people.
wait, Gary, I hear Gary Griffith and Dr. Rowley on at loggerheads. That's true.
Well, I can't speak for that, but I'll tell you, I wouldn't doubt it.
But
No, I don't think so.
that's what Philip Alexander implied.
No, but
Ooh,
Gary,
Lord.
Well, let me tell you something.
Gary,
Gary Griffith is one guy you cannot manipulate him.
But that is
Gary.
And he
exactly
will tell
what
you as it
Philip
is.
Alexander implied.
Yeah, but Philip Alexander is a Gary lover. Only know that.
Oh Lord,
Now
I
let me
said to
ask you guys a
myself,
question.
well,
Let me ask you guys a question. Right? Want to see what it is up there?
oh Lord.
The TTPS auditing firearms bureau. Only remember when the rat sniffed the cocaine in the police department? Sniff out the
in St.
cocaine on the line?
Joseph. Yeah,
And so
yeah.
when the cocaine disappear, how you gonna put the guard to guard the guard? What kind of madness is this in this country? The TTPS
And
auditing the firearms bureau
himself.
himself auditing himself.
Yeah.
Only come
Ooh.
on, man.
As everything's
What kind of
slowing up.
madness is that?
Oh dear.
Eh?
Oh dear.
What? Hold on. It's not what? We have a gun license racket, and you put in
Mm-mm.
the TTPS to audit. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. What is that one? But
Mm-mm.
not only that, all the
Everything
man
gonna come
saying,
out now because the commissioner term is up.
yeah,
Everything
the
gonna
Yep.
come
man
out.
gone on vacation and he says, time to take back the streets from criminals. Who taking it back?
Mm-hmm.
And you on vacation.
So let me ask you
Mm-hmm.
something. What is the use of the PCA then?
Eh? The PCA?
Mm-hmm.
What's the use? Ask Gary.
Mm.
Ask Gary. Uh, Gary, Gary, you see all of this, Gary? You see the gun record they have?
I am
Eh?
listening. I am
You see the
watching.
TTPS auditing the TTPS?
Mm-hmm.
Eh?
But that's how it is go.
Guys, like how, when I worked at the New York Stock Exchange, right? You send auditors from the enforcement department to audit the enforcement department.
Sure.
What do you think you will get? What do you think of the end result? Oh God,
You
only
need
come on, man.
you need Sherlock Holmes.
Come on, man. What kind of joke? We have our guest in the background. What kind of joke thing is that? Eh? Them serious? I want to
You
play this one
need
before you go. Our guest is in the background. Let me just play this one before you go. I want to give you this one here. Gary, your boy, troubling the camp boy, Gary, boy.
He gonna survive that, man. Watch and see. Watch and see. This is all couture.
Couture.
Yeah.
I want to
Couture.
listen to this one.
He did
Listen to
a better
this one.
job than any one of them could talk there. They can't even walk in his shoe.
Gary, listen to this.
It is important that we must ensure that our police officers are trained in the minimum use of force. Never before the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service we have the training and the tools to ensure that the minimum use of force is used. And that has gone with the training that the police officers have now in proper protocol for customer service training, verbal persuasion, body cameras, and then after minimum use of force tools such as pepper spray and tasers to ensure.
Gary, this was in 2020. Wait,
right.
Did he say cameras for body or did he say body cameras? Let me see if I can play that back. Let me go back a little bit, because I ain't sure. Let me go back. I just want to be sure. I want to misquote him.
Body cameras, and then after
body cameras.
It's body cameras, he said?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
So, this was said when? This was said in 2020, we have body cameras now in Trinidad, right?
Well, we don't have body. Understand this. We don't have body cameras for all the officers. All right.
Mm-hmm.
They have a limited amount, and they will give it to those who are more engaged in heavy tactical stuff. Right? They don't have body cameras for all the officers. The government have to buy more. So they're going to prioritize who they're giving it to.
Gary, when is the last time you have seen a police officer in Trinidad with a body camera?
Or footage from a body cam.
Or footage from a body camera.
They're giving it out to the men who are involved in heavy tactical stuff. Not so much the guy on the street yet, because they don't have all equipment to supply the entire force.
Oh, so them fellas ain't finding nothing then. Right?
We do want to body cams, they're working, but they ain't getting no results.
They ain't getting no results then. Right?
They got cameras in the cars too. They got cameras in the cars also where that's giving feedback. I have seen something where it was giving feedback to
but Gary, let me finish. Let me finish.
You have your guess.
Yeah.
Minimum use of force tools such as pepper spray and tasers to ensure that.
Gary,
oh boy.
When is the last time we tased somebody in Trinidad and Tobago?
Boy,
I smell police brutality. Police brutality.
When is the last time we tased somebody in Trinidad and Tobago?
You can't say just police brutality because some of these young men, like I said, are engaging the police with brute force. They're not playing. These young men are not playing. Okay.
I see somebody want to go and drop off a letter and they're tasing them and slamming them to the ground and tasing them.
Dana, you actually see somebody going tase? You saw somebody going tase?
I know, I predicting it.
So they get somebody get tased?
I'm predicting it. I said seeing.
They haven't used it as yet. That's what it is.
And then they say they have scanners where you're going down, you're driving, going on the road, and they're gonna scan your car, and they're gonna say, "Oh, pull you over," and then you want to resist, then they're gonna tase you. Police brutality.
Let me continue. Guy is your boy, no? He telling me, gave me facts.
Diana, listen to me. First of all, if they're using the scanner to detect criminals traveling through the city with guns, then there's nothing wrong with that. That is giving the police the ability to stop things before it happens. Because we have a lot of drive-by shootings in the country. Them young men, and they're shooting anybody. They don't care who they kill. So, I mean, you have a mixture of things. The police in Trinidad has been acting very arrogant. They don't know when and where to do certain things.
And why are they acting that arrogant? Why are they acting that? Because sometimes I see these videos, right? Like, wait. For instance, the one where they went to the businessman, any yard. They went to the man's yard and telling the man he had no right to be outside in his yard and accosting him like that. Nah, where that behavior come from? Who give them the autonomy to act that way? Who tell them they could come in your yard and tell you you don't have a right to be in your yard washing your car? Nah. You should have a dog in the yard for them. Shoot.
Unless it's Wall Street, they have, but it has turned it off. they have body cameras, but it has turned it off. Everybody,
I don't believe that he had enough
Gary,
cameras to give the entire
has
force.
anybody seen footage from a body camera in Trinidad and Tobago?
Nope.
All right. So let me finish and then.
The
Diana,
only time
there
a
is
police
another
officer
one.
will use a firearm
Hold
is
on.
when it is that
Let me
he's
finish
left with
this.
no other choice. With that, I would just like to have a short demonstration here with the police officers. If you all can come forward, please, to show what is done and how we train our police officers to ensure that what took place in Minneapolis will not take place in Trinidad and Tobago by our police service officers. Gentlemen.
Look.
The man has made some drastic changes. He has not been able to revamp the whole force. There's still people that are crooked and arrogant under him that he's dealing with. There's still people that's undermining him. Okay.
Gary, let's get in your case.
They were trying to chastise him because he's supposed to be acting, that they don't have to listen to him. Did you hear him say that the other day? Yeah, because he's supposed to be acting, they don't have to listen to him. So I mean,
Gary, Ellis says, I thought I was a comedian, but Gary, you're better than me, boy. Everything the cop says, he's right. Right? UNC never make a mistake. The little hungry mouse boys bring in guns. Gary, you win.
Can you bring in the gas?
The rich man bringing the guns for the little mouse boy on the ground, so the mouse boy could go and storm the business and rob them. They're stupid. They're that stupid. Them boys got their own thing going. Them fishing boat bringing across things there and trading with the people for the longest while.
Yeah. Hey, Benison, turn on your camera. He's in the background. Benison, can you turn on your camera? We have our guest in the background. Benison, turn on your camera. Let me see if I bring him in. Here we go. Let me say a special hello. I call him education activist Benison Jagessar from the homeland of Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, Benison is in the village with the dark triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We have with us D's Diana, which is considered to be Storm, A's Ansem or the Flash, better known as Wall Street. G is Gary, better known as the Phantom, and we have a fourth person with us, who is Tommy Marshall Nisbet. You know, he's considered to be the outside child, and the ladies in the chat call him the love child. Welcome to In the Village with the Dark Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM.
Welcome to the team, and I'm very happy here to be here with you all. Yes.
Glad to have you.
So Benison, I put you. Go ahead, Tommy.
Good evening, Mr. Jagessar.
Good day. Good night.
So, first of all, you are completing your PhD, right? Is that correct?
Yes. I'm pursuing a PhD in strategic leadership and social change, and it's related to elements of education, which I was involved for many years. Yes, was a principal of the technology center in North and South Trinidad, and I was on scholarship and so on in England for several years doing research and so on.
So Benison, I call you an education activist, right? Because it's my understanding that you were fighting for people who were in the education industry in Trinidad and Tobago, and there were some things happened regarding some things that happened. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes. Well, due to before I actually go into the discussion we're going to have here, I wanted to say a special welcome and to all my friends and colleagues and so on who support what I've been doing over the years, and the special people who help bring forward this new concept of holistic education and development that is sorely needed now within the confines of everything. But more importantly, because of the time frame we have, I want to put in context with one particular instance regarding a group of monitors who were involved in a program by the Ministry of Education in 2016. I myself was involved with it. 134 educators, curriculum officers, school supervisors, principals, and so on, and were hired on contract to deliver a program and to manage a program under the Ministry of Education. The program was terminated in 2016, and each of these officers would be given, 134 officers would be given a letter, termination letter, with instance of being able to acquire a gratuity on completion of the service, because the program was just completed and so on. So they decided they're going to give everybody a gratuity payment. Now, this gratuity payment has been pending since 2016, and the thing about it is that these monitors in the system, they were all over 60 years old, and they had issues. A lot of them had health issues and so on, looking forward to this money and so on. By lo and behold, more than 10 of them have died.
Mr. Jagessar, can you move to your left a little bit? You're leaning over to the right a little too much. Can you move to your left a little bit? There you go. All right, thank you. Right, there you go.
Yes. So we ended up having discussions. We had 2 articles. One was on the April the 19th. We had one on sent through the newspaper on September 18th, and we had a petition. We had several instances where we made direct inputs into trying to get this money for these people. But lo and behold, there was so much bureaucracy in the whole process. Up to today, they haven't received their just due. And the fact that the ministry is a $7 billion ministry, and you have 2 ministers of education, and they're asking me, because as the consultant with the group, they're asking me, well, what do we need to do again? That is when I met with your colleague and so on, and he said, well, listen, maybe we need to have outside the international people, international stations look into it, and see if we can get this thing for these people. So that's how I came in contact with you, your group and so on, and here we presenting this case to the whole country now, and the whole of the other education institutions across the world. This is something that is, unacceptable. How you treat your educators is a sign of how you're matured in your developmental process as a country. So based on the whole bureaucracy thing, and it's not that they don't have money, but the whole process of frustrating people. And I think where I brought it to attention to is the fact that this is maybe something that is taking place across the entire spectrum of all the ministries. If you, for example, have a matter and you want it rectified, I don't think something supposed to take 5 years to get done. I can't see the whole idea behind prolonging it like that. And you know, the files were sent, the people were spoken to, every department, we had people going in, talking, and no reason was ever given to the people. What they're faced with now is that people who have died, their family and so on want to know they're entitled to getting this gratuity and so on. You know, so we looking at it from that point of view, and the whole issue about the education process in terms of the amount of money that is there. What is being done with $7.7 billion? We have issues, beyond this thing. So as even the president of my own company, I set up my own consulting company and so on to see if we can get solutions. And this is what I was about. And in the sphere of finding solutions, we have found you. So hopefully, and I think people need to actually call people to account for it. What is the reason for this kind of approach to this people saying a lackadaisical, people talking about it being spiteful. It can be politics because you have people in both sides parties in that group. So we want to know. I don't know if anybody else, people on the chat could tell us what they feel is wrong and why
So,
it is,
So, Mr. Benison, isn't it possible that because of the pandemic that started, have delayed the process somewhat? Being that COVID-19 came into being and it delayed the process, which,
well, the pandemic wasn't here 5 years ago. The pandemic is recently in place. And I think this is the whole issue I have to Emma. Every single problem that you don't have a solution for is because of the pandemic. Everything is if you're blaming something, but you have a duty to even you have a right. You have rights, and these are at-risk people. These are at-risk people who need to get their stuff. They write, they call me and they ask me, I say, I have bills in the snow, I pay. We have one gentleman who lost his car and he need to get, things for himself. And a series of things and a litany of those that and the minister and them know about it, Because I sent this file twice. I sent it to both exchanges. It have 4 ministers. Since Mr. Garcia was here too, and it had 2. The only ministry had 2 ministers in it, and yet still I don't know how they be fumbling, and they just I don't know what they need to do. They need to a dose of salt or something inside it to have them working, or to it's not COVID. COVID is not the reason for everything. Okay, if you want to talk COVID, you could say the thing is, if it didn't have money, you could have said, well, okay, fine. Recently, somebody called into to one of the group members of the group and say, here, what? Always send all your ID card with all your middle name in it. So I want to know, you run a program with your these are top educators, These are people over 40 years experience. These the people who making all the gratuity payments, they inside there waiting for them to deal with it because they were their students. It's our students inside there who not doing it. I want to call nobody name, but know who they are. And all the narrative is I wrote several times today to the minister. It's on Facebook. You check. That's Vidoli, and I wrote on our Facebook because I know they might want to listen to nobody outside the system. And this even though it's education, is something indicative of the whole process of what is going on in this country. And this is where we at. Nobody is accountable for anything. From whether it's even Trinidad and Tobago. Imagine you don't have your books audited. You haven't had your books audited for 10 years. In this case of Tobago.
But Benison,
Yes.
If these people were on contract, you say, right? These most of these people were on contract, right? Is that
Yes.
correct? Right? You know, did they actually have a signed agreement indicating that what types of money they were going to receive and what was the time frame in order for them to receive whatever they were supposed to receive?
Exactly. They did. They had everything. They had a written contract from the ministry stating that they would pay the gratuity. So they have every single one of them have it. I submitted. I think I sent it on your chat as your WhatsApp to let you know that too. That there is. So we have petition. We have petition. Every single division had written a petition and signed it and sent it on to the both ministers. If anybody could tell me what is the reason, as a solutions expert, I want to know what this is why I came to your show, and I didn't go with too many different areas of education. We stick into a specific one that need to be dealt with, and it's maybe through your office now. When the minister sees this, you will say, "Hey, let me get up and do this thing."
When was the last time have you had any communication with the Ministry of Education?
We have had ongoing communication. Most recently, we had an update. We had sent back. They said they misplaced some files, and we sent it to them about. We sent it in last 6 months. Within 6 months, we understand. We're hearing that some people they are calling some people, but we don't know anything if that how true that is. We don't know how true or in fact why we have to be operating like that. It's not the Ministry of Education is not a parlor. I am sure lots of people who hear this broadcast from here, they're going to call me and ask me how to get a gratuity now,
How to get
because
what?
they have plenty of people that get the stuff and they're not getting it on time at all. They're not getting it on time, and the monitors asking me if they're waiting for everybody to then. If that is the approach by the ministry and the government to wait out everybody till the then, that ain't making sense to me at all as a scholarship winner from this country who represent this country at the highest levels in education across the world. We have issues with that.
So Benison, how come have you guys taken on a lawyer in order to fight this position that you all find yourself in?
Well, we could do that. We could do that. We had to do that now. Because after 5 years, a matter become an industrial relations matter. Yeah, it's not a ministerial thing. We can't even get a meeting with them because when we write to them and ask them for a meeting. I used to go personally in the ministry with the files and ask for a meeting. They say, "You have to write a letter." Okay, we write the letter. We send the documents. They leave everything right there. So I think somebody from the ministry will hear this. They will hear it because this is something symptomatic of not only ministry. The monitors, what the monitors say, what we better do? We better call this ministry the ministry of frustration. They want to change the ministry name. They want to change the Ministry of Health to the Ministry of Sickness and Disease. They want to change the Ministry of Finance to Finance, Bachak. Just toting away the $41.8 billion we have, and the next 644 million US that they just get for I don't know if it's for COVID or what from the others. So I don't know.
I have a question. This is Gary. Why it is that all this is taking place and you guys are not really mobilizing to in full force to be more vocal on what's taking place in the country?
Yeah, I think I heard you. I think I heard the question.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, look how much you guys are facing down there. But I don't see. I mean, at what point do you say enough is enough and you draw the line with the government?
Well,
As we see across the board, this is happening, regardless of which ministry you're dealing with. There is a total disrespect and disregard for the people on their situation.
well, I think you are right, sir. What the whole everybody in Trinidad had to find a lawyer now.
But I mean, I'm
Everything
just
had to
saying,
be done.
we want to see your voices out there in more public information on the public platform. You know that. I mean, because you see what happens when we don't see no response from you guys on the ground there. It's giving the impression that everything is okay. You know, so we want you guys to be more vocal.
Well, I am the person. They say, Jagessar, you brave, right? You could go on. You see, I think what the ministry has done to many of the people in this country and the government is put so much fear in them. They are afraid to even when they resign. This is what have the whole country. The biggest problem facing this country is fear. They put so much fear into the people, and everybody say, "Well, okay, well, don't worry, we will get something later on," and they leave it, and it's come like a calypso. Everything is wait, Dorothy, wait. And we're waiting. But in the process, people are dying. It's the same thing happening with COVID. Look at some discussions with the Guyanese people here. The Guyanese people they are much more poor in terms of material wealth than our country. And you know what they're doing in Ghana right now? Every single child is getting close to $20,000 Guyanese dollars to help with their school programs. And the government there is telling me that we're going to set it up to 50,000 in the near future. Yes. The same thing. Look at the sharing the wealth. This country, and that's why I written about it. And this is one of the things, one of the areas I wanted to discuss with you. You all too, apart from the education sector, because the organization I run now is to find solutions to the problems, whether it's in education, whether it's in poverty eradication, whether it is in governance, whether it's in any area. What we're planning to do is to give every child in the school a constitution. We're giving them all kind of things that ain't making no sense to them. Half the children must even know what the first basic right is, and to run classes along that line. The whole issue of life skills in the school curriculum needs to be implemented. And you have several activists talking about how to get rid of SEA since 1962 that Williams and them put there to put people into categories of who don't see and who bright and all this rubbish. That is not what education is about.
Well, education is about development. But I have a question though.
So yes. Gary, before you go, hold that thought. I'm gonna go for a quick station identification. Mr. Jagessar, stick with us. We're gonna go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the dark triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. We're gonna go for a good. You're still on here. You're still on here,
sir. Mute yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
You're listening to You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's in the village of the Dark Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 9 p.m. And of course, we have with us Mr. Benison Jagessar. He's talking to us about certain some education difficulties they are facing in Trinidad and Tobago. And he's just, kind of giving us, the issues they are facing. So Gary, go ahead.
Gary.
Okay, Diana, did you have something?
Yeah, Mr. Jagessar.
Yes.
It pains me, to hear the agony in your voice and the fear. And I for the life of me, I was born in Trinidad and Tobago, but I have Bajan roots. I'm exposed to both societies, right? For the life of me, right, I cannot understand why. Yeah, I understand, they went into Parliament and they extend this SOE, which I have coined suppression of expression. There's no state of emergency. For the life of me, I cannot understand why people are not getting up. You guys are for 5 years, you fighting for this money and it is your livelihood. You guys are not sending a message to the establishment. We want the money. What are they going to come and do? They're going to come and kill you all in the streets? Y'all have to send a message to the establishment. You want your money. This is your livelihood. You cannot let fear is an acronym for false evidence appearing real. That is what fear is. An acronym. False evidence appearing real. Once you look at fear as that, then you can stand up against this establishment. Everybody doesn't have to go to Port of Spain. You can do it in your, just pansy them and give them in the groups of 20 and send a message to them that you want. This is what you want. You voted those people in there to represent you. And they're not representing you right now, Mr. Jagessar. Get up and tell Mr. Dr. Rowley what you want. You want your money. I could not sit there and want my gratuity money and want my funds and I have my bills to pay and they pansy in me and they mama guy in me. I want my money. I'm gonna make a whole lot of noise. I'm gonna put up a sign. I walk and I pay this thing and I serve my country like you said. You are deserving of your gratuity money. Put on your foot and tell the people what you want, Mr. Jagessar. Get 20 of y'all and go out there like Uriah Buzz Butler would have done and tell them you want your money. Don't be letting people mama guy here.
Well, you have a very good point there, sister, because we, as educators, we went through the process. We wrote, not like you say, we wrote the ministries, we had discussions, we had petitions, we had newspaper articles, we had everything. And like Alim was saying, that perhaps we need lawyers, but we as educators, we didn't believe that we had to go that route. But now, and most of the people are over 60. If there are people 65, I must be the youngest person in that group. And for you to even get those people to come to the ministry, what they're going to do?
They will kill a bunch of senior citizens.
They have to get placards. You have to get organized. You have to if you want to have a protest. And now they can't do that because of the SOE. So even before, you see, 48 months and so on, 4 12 or 48. And it's the same thing. A lot of people like you express the exact concern of what's taking place. I am not afraid of them, I am not afraid of them. I went up even against, I was a candidate for San Fernando West in the election, in general election. So I wasn't afraid of the government or anybody. But the fact is, I'm a person who, if I represented somebody, I fought matters in industrial court and I won. So we was going along that route. But I think it's because of spite. When you're spiteful, you're wicked, you're evil, and you don't care two damns about nothing, then that is how it is. Is who that mantra of who suffer, and who dead. Those 12 people who are died, that is even just as bad or even worse than COVID.
But
because
there's strength in
you're
unity.
letting your people die.
There's strength in unity, and if you guys unite, they can't fight all of you at the same time.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
we lack the understanding. Somehow I see we lack the understanding. Even though we are highly educated, we lack the understanding of how effective working together. We don't have that fight in us. It's like this fear that was put in us. Many years ago, we still have that, and some of us just hearing the name police alone, we are afraid. Because that's how we was raised, most of us. But the thing about it is, what's going on in the country here, whether it's the education industry, or the health sector, or far as I see throughout the country, it seems to be the same reoccurring story, of a lackadaisical attitude in serving the people. There's no respect when you go, by yourself to make a report, or they're just walking straight over you, and they're showing you that you can't do
Yes,
them anything. So,
exactly.
so I am calling on you, not just for the teachers, but in your district, to try to pull people together. So listen, it's time we take a stand. We take a stand. I mean, if you can't go into participate like Diana was saying, and I was saying before to the people who was against the SOE, stand up in front of your house and hold up a sign. They indicate that.
So if all the teachers decide, well, we ain't doing no work for a whole week, that will send a message. That will send a message. Hey, you need to fix this problem that is happening to these elderly people here that gave their blood, sweat, and tears to the population. That is what I call mobilizing. Kwame Ture talked about it. Mobilizing and organizing. Right? If all the teachers decided, well, hey, we ain't working because you're treating the elderly retirees wrong. Yeah, none of the teachers don't show up. Nobody ain't going to work. Fix that problem, and we will show up. That is what I call mobilizing. Yeah, we need to do that. Get them to back your. Nobody go online. Nobody don't go in the classroom. I bet you they fix the problem. That's what you need to do.
Well, sister,
You need unity.
you know, well, you may be hitting at the core of the solutions that we talk about, because this is what my organization is about. It's about solutions, and maybe it's one kind of solution we need, because we went along the normal route of through meeting and treating with each of the organizations.
And then when that don't work, then you gotta go the other way. The
Yes.
normal that don't work. Yeah, you ain't getting no response. Then you go radical. No teacher don't show up for work. Don't show up for work for a whole week. Hey, let's see how we gonna handle that.
Well, I am telling you, sister, if you see this video, if this video reach the minister of his office and or reach the prime minister, they're going to they have to act. They will have to act, because the next thing we're going to write the ombudsman, we're going to write the international human rights bodies. So you see, the thing is, we as Trinidadians, not Indians, Africans, Chinese, and as Trinidadians, we have an alienable right to certain things, and this is what we are everything you have to go to court. You already give the people a letter, so everything is a court. That's why you see $100 million gone in briefs.
But the thing about it, what I find, right, sir, is that everybody that's playing, they're using social media to play around, but they're not capitalizing on what they can use social media to do. Because this
Thank
simple
you.
thing of making a rant on social media has put them to
Thank
task
you.
and not being
Thank
able to
you.
show. So what I'm calling upon you guys to do, you know what, Diana, let's organize a Zoom meeting with him and his team so we can flush
Thank
out some
you.
issues. All right,
Yes.
this is what I want to
Yeah.
do. I want to organize a Zoom meeting with you and your and how many people with you there, and Diana will host it, and she will organize and she will send the link, and we will schedule a time. I want to do I want to do a good discussion with how we
Yeah,
moving
don't
forward
be
with this thing.
fearful. Yeah,
No, no,
don't be fearful. Hey,
no.
who's Keith Rowley? Who's Keith Rowley? He holding some limb. He holding your money a limb. Don't go to work. None of the teachers, I telling all you, don't go to work. Let me see how we go teach. Who go teach who? None of all you don't go to work
No,
because
You know,
so
this
you
is
got
how
Well,
you
we
all
teachers
gonna get
teaching, huh?
treated.
you know,
Don't go nowhere.
the guys,
we need some people like you all in Trinidad, because
Don't go nowhere. Don't
the
teach
average
nobody
person,
nothing until he fix this problem. Yeah. So this is how you go teach me when I get to be at 65 and older. Don't go nowhere. Don't teach nobody. Don't log on. Don't do nothing and let them languish for a whole week.
you,
Let me see how we go. I bet you he find the money quick to pay all there.
no,
Please. Oh, please.
Mr. Jagessar, I'm
yes,
listening and I'm saying that we need practical solutions because for the most part, people in Trinidad they're afraid to stand up. Everybody feel retribution. Everybody feel that something is going to go
Yeah.
wrong
The
if they
retribution
stand
will.
if they
no. Well,
stand up.
just being on this program is a form of protest, because
I
if
could
mean,
I, as an individual consultant, had to come on a radio station, I asked several times for radio stations. We send some articles to newspapers. They never respond to it, because they are part of the government approach. And
Keith Rowley
it's
is a mere man. Imbert is a mere man. We are all mere mortals. Okay, y'all got to stop with this fearful thing. All right,
You know,
organize your people
well,
and get yourself together and send a message to the establishment. Everybody
but
frightened for who? Oh, please give me a chance. Come
but no
on.
no,
no
I
legal
am not.
yeah,
Let me
no
tell you,
legal no.
I am
let me
not
say
afraid
this,
of them, of
you,
anybody.
you know,
I want to make it clear.
Frightened.
but Diana,
But
Diana,
Please.
But it,
you,
it,
1 minute, Benison. Diana,
yes, sir.
you, Tony, and
Yeah.
I can sit here and say, not frightened, but when you have a certain people putting food on your table, and that's the only money you can put food on your table, you are scared.
but
And
you have to
Anselm,
mind
I
your
want
You are
business,
Anselm,
you are
and
scared,
I
You have to mind your business
and you
sometimes.
think twice. You think twice about
and
your behavior.
Anselm, and I want you to understand. I didn't care who was putting food on my table. I was standing up to them. The background that I come from.
No,
You
no,
hear
no,
what I tell
Diana.
you?
Diana,
Anselm.
I'm talking about our position now.
Okay.
And I
No,
have
no,
said
no,
this
no. I
over and
telling
over and
you.
over. I
And
said
I
this
they're on
over
the
and
telling
ground.
over
you.
and over.
Anselm, I
We
told you my
we
background.
but but
I
but but
stand up to the
but
woman
but
that
but,
was
but
abusing me.
Diana,
I tell you.
Diana,
Look,
Diana,
I don't
uh,
frighten for nobody.
Diana,
I stand
I'm
up to a
saying that.
teacher
Yeah, but
already. I
Diana,
still listen to me now. Wait,
yeah, Diana,
wait, let me tell you now. I
you are
stand up
one
to a
individual,
teacher.
Diana.
I stand up to
Diana,
a teacher. Listen to me, Mr.
Diana, that teacher
I know,
Jagessar.
enjoy it,
wasn't putting food on
Diana.
your table.
1972.
That teacher was not
1972.
putting food on your table. Was that teacher putting
1972.
food on your table?
She had the opportunity to expel me out of school.
Was that
1972.
teacher putting food on your table?
1972. I told the
Diana,
teacher, don't hit
Diana,
me with the belt. And she hit me
Diana,
with the belt and I
Diana,
pelted
that's
out
a
the
whole
window.
different ball game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
When somebody's putting food on your table,
My
you
mother
have
was
to
putting food on my
understand.
table. My
No,
mother
no,
was
no.
putting food on. I put some licks on she
No,
You
too.
no.
see,
When they're
Look, I
feeding you
am not the
crumbs,
one.
when
I
they're
am not
all
the
feeding you
right,
one.
crumbs on your
I
table.
am not the one. When I tired and fed
okay.
up, I don't care who it is in front of me. I just look. I just
But
push back.
Listen to me.
At the end of
We
the day,
taking this
practical
fight.
solution is what we're looking for.
Try to
We
get
take
better.
this
To me,
fight
Practical
to the ground.
solutions.
practical solution is more important more than anything else because to me, right, if certain people is putting food on your table,
I
and
don't
that is the
care.
only people putting food on your table,
Me
you
ain't
will be
care.
foolish. You will be foolish. You will be
Yeah.
foolish to take food out of your kid's mouth, right?
I,
And Diana, let me ask you a question.
good.
How
Go ahead.
many exile Australians we have stood up for? Give me, the
Plenty.
10 of them stand up with us
Plenty.
after everything was over. The 10 of
Plenty.
them, how much of them come on the program here? How many of them? How many of them?
Two or three.
Count on one
Yeah.
hand.
Okay.
A
Okay. You
couple.
can count on, there you go. You can count on one hand. You know why,
A
Diana? You
couple.
know
A
why? You
couple.
see,
Fear.
we
Fear.
can talk with all we want to know, but we have to
Because they're
keep it real.
frightened. That's them.
When
That's
people
them.
are putting food on your table, there is a fear factor.
Well,
You
look.
don't have to believe
Wait.
that
Watch me
because
now.
many,
Watch
Well,
me
let me
now.
tell you
Diana,
something.
I,
I am saying, you have to draw the line. Okay, you have to draw the line with this government because enough is enough. It's not only in the Ministry of Education, it's across the board. Am I right, sir? In
Yes.
every place that you try to do
Yes.
look,
business.
Anselm.
This is something
Anselm. I
symptomatic of
tell off
all
people
the
out here.
ministries.
Thank you. I tell off people here on jobs and walk off the job here.
You
That
see,
I
because
wasn't putting
Diana,
up with no
because
nonsense.
Diana, you have money in the bank, Diana, that you could survive on. Some of these people are running from paycheck to paycheck.
you
Eh,
see,
We can,
that is
we can
understood, you
talk
know.
all we want.
That
I
that is
understand
understood.
We
that.
can talk
I
till the cows
understand
come
that.
home to roost.
I
These
still go
people
to
are living paycheck to paycheck.
I still go
And
tell them all.
the
Diana
problems are
still go tell them all.
systematic. The problems are systematic. You see, with the system that is in place, it doesn't give them the flexibility that you probably would experience here. Not only that, a legal mind or going the legal route is probably the best option that they could probably take to get some quicker solutions. Even though the court system is
correct,
like a snail, but
correct, correct.
Well,
To,
far as I'm concerned, the majority of the justice system drunk on Balize juice. Okay,
Thank you.
because
well,
none of
Thank you.
them,
whether it's
not
Bali
one
J,
of these
well, whether it's
judges.
Bali J juice or yellow Kool Aid or whatever or orange juice or whatever, it's just a system. Regardless of who's in power, there's a lot of abuse in the system. We know
So a
that.
But
corrupt
Tommy, we have to
bourgeois
draw the
system.
line. We have to draw
Yep.
the
but,
We
line.
but, but,
tired
but, but
and fed
Gary,
up of them.
Gary, it's a people drunk on UNC juice too.
I tired and fed
Drunk
up.
on UNC
I
juice.
I tired and
Uh,
Hello,
fed up with I'm
hello.
fed up and
UNC
tired of
not
whatever
running the
system
show.
is in charge of Trinidad. Why are they treating this gentleman like this? Huh? A man that
Is UNC
served
running
the
the show?
country. I'm fed up with them. I'm
it's
tired of Dr.
systematic.
Rowley. I'm tired and fed up of all you. That's why I will never put my finger in no ink for nobody down there. All this sickening to the bone. This is what all this how you all treat me all senior citizens. They can't get the gratuity money. I put in fear in the citizens.
Nobody
And
think
you
it.
think your society is gonna get fixed this way? You ought to get the storm vexed and rolled up. The man want the
Nobody.
gratuity money. The people entitled to the money. You should have.
Exactly.
That is why I did. You need transparency in your financial doings. This is how you're going on down there. The system will never be fixed. Y'all
But
continue with the nonsense, the
what's even
bourgeois
worse?
pettiness.
What's even worse?
Nonsense.
What's even worse is that the educators who make doctors and lawyers
Thank you,
and
King.
all the other professionals and politicians too that run the system.
Talk your talk.
Educators have to be respected a lot more.
Talk your
As a matter of
talk.
fact, just yesterday my mom was telling me. She said, "Tom, you know, in China, the educator and the garbage men are the most important people in the society." I say, "Yeah, I can understand that."
Yes.
Because with the
Talk your
educate
talk.
without an educator, you're not gonna have a doctor, you're not gonna have a lawyer, you're not gonna have a surgeon, you're not gonna have a scientist. You know, without a good educator, you don't have that. You'll have a deficit of that without
It's
good
too much.
education.
Yeah, it's too much petty bourgeois nonsense in Trinidad and Tobago. It got to stop. You all need to fix the thing, topple the whole thing, fix it from the core inside out. Why this man and his cohorts must be going through this? Why? Why Dr. Rowley? Why Imber? Why? Answer me this question. Answer
Yeah,
me and go ask all of that. Why? Why
you see,
he got to be going through this?
but Storm,
Why?
Storm, what I'm saying to you is this: is that the problem is a systematic problem. If the
But they
system,
need to fix it. They need to topple the whole thing, dig it out, and replant. It's sickening. I'm tired hearing it. I'm tired
is
hearing it.
Yes, I want to interject here because you see what you have unearthed here, sister, is what is taking place in the entire country. It's
I'm fed up. I'm fed up
And
of
this
it.
is the kind of feedback. This is the kind of
you ever go
feedback
to
we
the
want from you
hospital? You ever
guys.
go to the hospitals in this country?
I don't want to go. I don't want to
Nothing.
go there.
You cannot get. You can't get. You sit down 3-4 hours outside in that casualty, and it's the
and it
same
doesn't.
thing. This is what the government is doing to the people of this of
I'm
Trinidad and
fed up
Mr.
with
Tobago,
that.
Jagessar,
and they
Mr.
are
Jagessar,
constantly doing it to every single person.
Mr.
Wait until they're dead.
I'm
Mr.
tired of
Jagessar,
them. I'm
and it
tired.
doesn't matter who's in power because I winded up in the hospital in 2012, I think it was, and
Well, yeah.
oh my God, it was the worst experience I ever had in my life. And at that time, it didn't matter. So, in my opinion, it doesn't matter who's in power. The
It's the
systems
system.
are
It's the
the
system.
systems are
Sickening.
rotten.
It's the
The systems.
system.
Look, Mr. Jagessar, I can't even get back my ID card. Me a born
I
Trini.
telling you
I'm
why you
sick
have to
and
wait for
tired
that.
of them. I'm tired of them and the nonsense. But they
And
gave Venezuelan ID
they give
card though.
Venezuelans cards all the time.
Sickening. I'm sick of them. I'm fed up of them.
This kind of bias thing that is going on in this country is too biased. It's not people. It's not the people. It have 3 kind of people in this country: the PNM people, the UNC people, and the other people. Who what they need to do
Nothing works.
not. I see men like Philip Alexander quarreling every single night. They say, Jackie said, why don't say something? I say, let me tell you, when I go on the lives now, I'm going to be telling people like it is. Because this is something
That's
that
what you need to do. You need to
the whole
capitalize
of
on social
Trinidad
media.
and the sister has identified the key component in it. And that whole idea of unity, if the like that is a pipe dream in this country. And the government knows that the opposition cannot unite. They cannot.
But the people can.
So
The people can
so
unite.
they're leaving everything like that. Because if they call an election in the morning, all the crap going on now, it goes stay. They're going right back into it.
Well, if they want to live like that, or they
I'm telling you.
so go stick all the finger in for the same nonsense over the forest running in the parliament and making up some new law where you can't do that and can't do that. I mean, come on. And then somebody in remand for 15 years. You on remand for 15 years? What kind of bourgeois nonsense is that? Huh? I'm
I tell
tired
you.
of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm fed up. Sometimes I don't even want to tell people are born there. I'm sick of Trinidad and Tobago. Honestly.
Well, I try to find solutions. Trying to find solutions like yourself, eh? And I was a scholarship winner from Trinidad and Tobago. I was the teacher training scholarship winner that went to the United Kingdom for 5 years to find solutions for this country in the areas of education and training and development. And not one single thing that was brought back here was utilized.
See?
So they
You
have
see?
people. They have people in positions as well. They cannot do anything. They do not know how
They don't
to do
engage you.
anything. And they have. I am almost sure those we train students and send them who right now in the ministry as directors. And I don't know. We actually say here what Miss so and so. I won't call the lady name, but she's the director. And I went and called her and tell her, say, here now, we come and help you in the ministry. We ain't got want of money. We just want to make sure we get our money.
You have a minister of sport that never play netball. What kind of kakada is that? A minister of sport that never play netball. What kind of hello? We want to go down that road? Or they don't get me vexed now, real vexed tonight, or treating senior citizens this way. A society is known by the way it treats your vulnerable senior citizens and your weaker ones. Dr. Rowley, you should be ashamed of yourself. Shame on you. I'm vexed. Right now, I'm mad. All them teachers should strike on you. No school should open when you call for schools to open. All them teachers should strike. That is what all they should do. You see how they treating the senior citizens? Shame on you, Dr. Rowley. I say so. Shoot. And you
So
talk
are you
about
still
Africa
teaching?
Unite?
Aniket, are you
Please.
still teaching?
Who, me?
Uh-huh.
No. I resigned as the principal at the technology center. The both technology centers, I was the principal, and I resigned from everything. And I
We,
decide, well, I'm not going to just sit by. I set up my own company, my own consulting company, and we have it
So what are
arranged.
you a consultant company doing? What are you helping to
We involved in
educate children, or what are you doing?
we involved in advisory, counseling services, and so on of that nature, and we involved in the whole issue of educational um, innovation.
Right.
We
So, being
have
that
departments.
you come from that area, is there? I mean, do you have the capability, or do you see much better where you can utilize the technology to enhance the skills and reach the children in the country? Being that we are under this pandemic situation now, where you have a strategy or something that you could help to enhance.
You hear he
Uh,
said they're not engaging him. They ain't
yeah.
using them. Yeah, Gary.
Well, okay, that's what I want to know. But I want to know what he had in his possession. You
Well,
had a
I
strategy.
had developed, I have written several articles on the newspaper. Seven one-page, full-page articles was published. I have them. I could send them to you all. And you know who ended up taking up the whole concept of what I was speaking about? Guyana. The whole
Hmm,
concept of sharing
hmm,
of the wealth,
hmm, hmm.
sharing of the wealth, because that is something alien to these people. These
Dum
people
da
in
dum
No, they
Trinidad
don't
dum.
have
want. They don't want that. They don't want that.
how
They,
they need to do it, because at the end of the day, people are dying. And why you have 40? Look, I was doing in-depth study of the budget. You have $40 billion budget,
Hmm.
and then you get another $644 million from the IMF. That is 6 by 7 is 42. So 42 and 40, that's $80 billion you have. The solution is not to you could use that money to let money work for you. Why are you giving ministers, allowing ministers to subvent the money in all kind of foolish set of contracts? This is how they are ripping it off, because this is what my organization is doing. It's not what they're doing. I want to know how, because I was asking you on the program if you know how these fellas do this thing, because apparently they're in some kind of lodge or some kind of secret order or something, where they literally brutalizing the people and then saying, well, we got to do, boy. And the thing, as sister was saying, these people are going back, and they're going back, and they're going back, and they're taking. You know what happened now? You mark my words, right? And when you bring me back on this program again, you're going to hear what I'm telling you. You see the amount of taxes they're going to bust in people's skin. The property tax coming back. Every single
Hmm.
tax that they find, they're going to drill Trinidad to a point where people will collapse in the roads of Trinidad. And who will collapse go fall in them sinkhole where done start to form all over the place already. And if that don't shake this country up, and you know everybody want to go out there and march. I know, I know.
That's what it. That's what
I
it's
have
gonna come to be.
thousands of
Hmm,
students I taught. I teach. I
hmm.
was an educator for 40 years of my life. I know every single aspect of education, from primary school,
but
secondary
then
school.
you have that
When I wrote the
connection.
minister, I tell the minister, I say, hey, and sister, don't delay the entire education system for 1 year. I wrote a survival plan, I wrote it. I used to write extensively on the social media, and all the people, the 22 to 25,000 people who follow me and say, well, Jagessar, why they don't use some of these ideas? Why they don't share? Look like Guyana giving the children. We begging all over the place. I like them like activists, but they're gone begging for hamper, begging for thing, begging for clothes, begging for school book. What kind of ways are begging society we have? We third richest
Thank you.
country in the world. We have $3
Thank
trillion
you.
passed through this country here, and nothing working. What
Thank
working?
you. Thank
What
you.
it is
And
working
all,
apart from the Ministry of Education? Does the Ministry of Health work? Does the Ministry of
thank you.
Finance work? Does
Thank
any
you.
single thing work in this country? You could say, if you could go in the hospital, you were dead inside it.
Thank you.
We,
And Mr. Jagessar, the
oh my,
social and emotional support for these children coming back, it is what is put in place for them.
oh
Huh?
my
You have
God.
any social and emotional support? But how you know these children? How are they faring? Coming back into the school system. How you know what went on with them? Were they locked down with an abuser? How you don't know what went on with them, and you expect them to come back in school and perform and do the schoolwork? And some of them may have fallen behind. You know what I mean? And may not be at the level they were. I mean, come on. Dolly Gatsby. Are they looking at that? I'm watching this going on down there, and it's like a circus show.
But the
You
only
see,
thing we noticed, according from him too, is they don't want no advice from nobody. They're not taking any advice at all.
they're not taking any advice from the professionals.
Because they're being run by a goddamn clown. That's what it is.
They will take advice from, look in San Fernando West. San Fernando West have 46 CPEP gangs with 20 people each. That's 800 people. You know what they're for? Just to go and get people to come out and pull them out to vote. Those people, if they plant one Julie mango tree along the highway, you have 2,000 Julie mango tree that going to be a Julie mango tree is 100 a Julie mango. One Julie mango in the United States is about $3 US. We can start utilizing these people in a different way.
Thank you. I've always said that. I've
We
always
have
said
so
that.
much capabilities, and they're not going to do anything. You could, look, the amount of ideas you put forward into, I could get rid of SCA in the morning based on a concept that was done. I had acquired from United Kingdom when I was there. SCA could go in the morning, and this hierarchical system where you have this one bright and this one stupid and this one going prayers and this one going naps. That is not part of a system. What you do, you create Williams do it. Williams, he separate the people, because when he had the discussion with Don Basil Matthews, who's the principal of St. Benedict's College, you know what he said? He coined the theory of the 6%ers. You see, only 6% of the people in this country need to be educated to university level. That's why for years it was just one university, the University of the West Indies, because only 6% of the people could have gone there and get the degrees. He didn't want no smart people around him. You notice how he used to take people? He used to take all and there's something, a hallmark of the PNM. They will take somebody who have no qualifications. I want to see the job description of a minister of education, or any minister. This is the first thing I will ask for. What is your job description? What is your entering qualifications?
I know somebody that pull a string for me.
Well, that looked like the order the day when you go in the licensing office and you want something and you call the fella. I know Chinese. Sorry, I shouldn't call no race people. But people who go on in the police get a license. They reach home and the license was there. It was there. So I tell you, this country, I see other fellas talking. I hear Philip talking about it. I listen to him on the show, and he's saying nothing does work. Nothing doesn't work. And I was wondering why. And when I started to analyze the system, because this is what I do, I analyzing the system. If we know what the problem is, like Sister know, and she could provide a solution, she say, well, you march against them. The whole country going to march just now,
Thank
That's
you.
why
That's what we need.
that's why
That's
they
what we
keep in
need.
the SOE. That's why they
Thank
keep in
you.
the SOE.
Suppression of expression.
That is it.
But we have to start communicating. We have to start communicating. Like I always like to draw the reference. The Egyptian government was overthrown by Facebook.
Well,
Suppression of expression. Get up first. Stand up for all your rights.
But I don't see what I see going on in
Get up and
Trinidad.
stand up.
What I see
Tired of the
going on with social
nonsense
media
now.
is a lot of people playing games and playing the
you see
fool
the
and doing all
tape.
kind of stupidness, but they won't do something constructive with the social media.
You see the tape of this message that we talk about here tonight, Jules and Miss. This message supposed to go to both the Prime Minister and the Minister of Education. And in the morning, I go tell you in less than 1 month, everybody get their money. Because
They
this could go
watching.
to all the international bodies, the International Body for Human Rights, and they go
Get
to
up and stand up.
this is what we will have to do. You see, the thing was, I alone was kind of fighting this battle because none of my fellow monitors do. They all, they they will write and they will, but to actually get up and say to do this kind of thing, they think this is very very militant what I do in here. They say you URL got to come
militant?
and air the different problems of the ministry and so on.
Mr. Jagessar,
I tell you,
militant?
let me tell you, the whole country, it have people who know, they know what the problem is, and they will leave it, and they will leave it, and they will leave it. It happened all over. I went to the bank, and I saw this lady. She stand up in a line like how it is put animals, hog and all kind of thing in a twisted line. She stand up there for about half an hour. She was in front of me. The lady go to faint away, and I grab her and hold her and put her to sit down. And I telling the bank manager, I say, here, what I want to talk to the bank manager. They say, but who you go talk to the bank manager, boy? Oh, you go talk to the bank manager. I say, here, no. People are afraid to even.
Yeah, he's so great. He's a Maharaja. You can't talk to him.
He's a big manager. I say, well, here, I want to talk to the man. I say, why it is only don't do something different to what you have here. You can't have the old people standing in line. My mother used to go and stand up there for half an hour and she tired and she foot hurting, she all kind of thing. And this is what happened. All the older people in this country, they bear all the burdens. Why we can't share any wealth?
Thank you.
Why is the time now? Now is the first day in the new year of the Jewish calendar. This is maybe the time when the change is going to take place. When people will begin to say, we have rights, we had enough. Enough is enough.
Bob Marley says, get up, stand up for your rights.
I hope my fellow monitors listen to what I say here, because I said it. I was asking to get the link early because all of them will go and sleep. And they go say, hey, Jagessar, you didn't know you was on the television talking about it. I said, well, it's only a business I fighting for, you know. It's only I fighting for. It's not only me, because it had my students who died. One girl, she died and she didn't get her stuff, but she was one of my students. So we have people, we have students across the board. We have students across the board who willing to do stuff now, but they need guidance to run with it. Because they like sister saying they quaking in their boots.
That's
and then
right.
They have all this.
Enough
you
is
guys
enough.
have to do. Listen, one thing you have to explain to the people and say, listen, and this link you'll be able to reshare it as much as possible because it's on YouTube. There is strength in unity. We have to understand this. Number one, all right.
Enough
And
is enough.
we have to communicate and work as a team. This what is affecting all of us across the board, regardless of what ministry and what you try to get service out of the country. The whole country has collapsed, basically. It has collapsed and it's going down a very slippery slope, at a fast pace. So listen, we are living outside here. We are very interested about back home too because we have relatives there, and at some point we want to come back home too. So we are trying to work with you guys at the same time in the benefit of all of us. I think
Yes.
So
I assure
this
you
is not
guys
just your problem; it's our problem.
I sure you guys would love to come back here.
Definitely,
you mean?
Look, sister saying she can't get she ID card. You're giving 100 Venezuelan ID card. You can't give one of our own people the ID card. We really treat our people like crap, you know.
I don't reside there. I don't have permanent residence there. I didn't lie to you and tell you that I don't live there. I don't live there. I give you all the other documents, but because of permanent resident. What kind of that rule is that? I don't live there. I'm a born Trinbagonian. I get all the other things. A lost or stolen police report, a picture ID which is foreign, and my birth paper, and wherever else. I can't give me my ID card. I want to open my bank account. I want to get a driver's license. Nothing so I can't get, well, because of what? I don't have permanent residence. All this stupid backward rule.
Look, we face it
Backward
attitude every
rule.
time we hit the airport. Every time we hit the airport, we get nasty attitude.
Yeah, nasty look. I said a nasty look. I want to change money. Is I said over the past 10 years, you have changed over 50,000 TT dollars. And what's your point? You want to show source of fund. All right, I give all your pay stub. I give all your bank slip. Oh, that's a problem. Okay, well then I just dance on a pole. Idiots. Such a dotishness that does go on because money
really
money does somebody tell me somebody does use people like me to wash money. I don't wash no money. The money come from a bank account or it come from a pay stub. That is where the money. I gave the source of funds. Don't give me no hard time. I say, you know what? Give me my money. So I went and I changed my money at the cloth stores. The hell with them. Shoot.
No, you're right. You're right, sister. They just take advantage of the people who like they say in Trinidad, they know which monkey back to climb on.
Yeah,
But look, the last report there, the Deusran report, Dr. Deusran, I read it. You have 200 gangs in this country. They identify the number of gangs, but you don't want to go after them. You're going after the people who want the ID card and who want a little job and who want something in the country. You go after them and brutalize them. But the men who supposed to be you're supposed to be fighting against and doing something. That is when is a mama guy set of dudes. And this one is only pampersing themselves, as they say in Trinidad. It's just like, okay, well, you give 100 tickets to people who have on a seatbelt or something, but you're going to let all these people who killing people on the road get away all the time. So you're penny wise and you're pound foolish in this country, and you're studying too much greed and selfishness. Too much greed. You want all the money. You imagine one minister getting $22 million for a building. I mean, how? Okay, you already gained $700 million, $700,000 a month. You gain almost $3.5 million in your career, and all you're doing going in our parliament and talking one set of crap. But them fellas just know how to lick up this country because they make the parliament irrelevant. They have made the parliament of Trinidad and Tobago irrelevant. Because if you pass all the bills in the Senate and then bring it downstairs to pass, it's useless. All you need is a simple majority to pass major pieces of legislation. People say that they're very smart, and all their focus is on money. They don't care about any single thing else. Money and themselves and corrupt practices that could vary. I know, I understand it. I was in the projects manager with a major company, and what they used to do, I know how they just do it. I know. You see, they don't want nobody know nothing. Look, this LSA, this LSA system they have now. You know what the objective of it is to do? To regularize the squatters in all the marginals. And in 3 by 5 is 15,000 people, and they're going to give 3,000 people homes in all those areas. And they pack in the areas with people who they want no skills, they don't want to do anything. I ran for San Fernando West, and people don't want no innovation and no creativity. The next thing they do, they're going to shut down the markets.
You was a candidate, you said? You was a candidate?
Yes.
San Fernando West in the last election. Yes. So can you tell me, I saw Faris went into the EBC with a couple of envelopes. What was done about that video there? What was done about that?
Well, we ended up asking for a recount and all that. But these fellas have this thing work out as science. You can't get past them, so because as we would say, it's not flesh and blood you're battling here, So when you have all the bases covered, you cover the EBC base, you cover all the areas that need to be covered. If you take up 10 ballot box and go on with it, nobody can tell you he's AG.
Okay,
Tell you anything.
But wait a minute. I've been sitting in here listening, right? What evidence do you have, Mr. Jagessar, that anybody pick up any ballot box and walk away?
It's your colleague who said that he saw a video with people taking up ballot boxes.
No. I saw he went with a couple of envelopes. I'm asking.
Well, whatever it is, I don't know what I can't say with any certainty. What anything is.
You see, when we start speaking about things that we don't have any facts for,
This is why I didn't go along the political route.
Right.
I am not going along the political route at all.
I don't want it to go. I don't want it to go
education.
Right. We didn't come here, and that's why I'm staying silent. We didn't come here, right, to talk about politics, right?
No.
And because when we start to talk about politics, it's gonna go with PNM, UNC, and we get into trouble right now. Now, I came when we had the discussion. I brought you to talk about education. I don't mind you talking about politics, right? That's fine, but I don't want us to start making rumors, right? That's not factual.
No, okay, but your colleague who said that he saw somebody with ballot boxes, and you are asking me.
No, not ballot boxes. What I'm saying, I saw him went in with envelopes, and I want to know why was that allowed.
Well, I can't tell you that because I don't know. I could say I do not know. I don't know. I didn't even know about that video. What I could tell you about, I understand that there were 16 contracts that were signed off just before election.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll deal with that next time.
That's our next time, but that has nothing to do with what we're trying to fix here with these monitors. You see, the thing is, I want to stay focused on what the whole point about, the fact that the money is there, the ministry has money to do certain things, and I can't understand why
suffering the people.
Sufferation.
Answer them. Why the Prime Minister suffering the people so? What's wrong with him?
Well, Diana, let me.
What's wrong with Imbert? What's wrong with Impsbert? Huh? What's wrong with he?
You see, Diana, I think sometimes we get
tired of them now.
We get somewhat emotional on issues, and I think when we get emotional, emotion takes over from the issues. Like, for example, I have people in the chat say, right? I had to laugh because we had a laugh because we have a good laugh. We have a good laugh here in the village.
No, when you treat my women badly and my children, and you mess with the old people, I go get vexed.
But what's happening in the country is not a laughing matter. It's not a
laughing matter. You're treating the old people bad. These people give their service to the country. You should treat them accordingly. This will never happen in Barbados. Madam Mia Motley will never treat them that way. You should be ashamed of it. And he talking about what? He talking about Africa and Bank in Africa and all that. I am fed up with Trinidad, man. Fed up with it.
So let me just read two of the most recent comments, right? So my dog says, and some take Panadol when you're done, boy. Diana come out for you tonight.
we need
Run the MC says, and some don't let them question Diana. Oh, I can quickly read some of the rest of them. Oh God, they're going so quick. They're gone. Hold up. So I'm going back quick, boy. Somebody else say, boy, World Trace, some kind of thing. The change with him to World Trace. What do you want? Diana, go there and make noise for store. to get your ID is a passionate girl, boy.
That's right.
Yeah, but it's only three people making all the handsome comment, and is Mad Dog, Run DMC, and Cheese Stick. All three of them.
Yeah,
Three peas in a pod.
here tell them I'm gonna dance on a pole. He
Yeah,
said,
they say the pool in
a
what Greensey
Polish
or what it is?
a Polish restaurant.
Yeah.
Tommy
Very
help me
good.
now.
Oh,
Look,
boy.
yeah. Well, Run the MC say like Wall Trace take a toast at dumb. Yeah? There's come all kind of things, all kind of licks out that's going this program, real licks. But look at the next one, nuts cake. Wall Trace hiding in the P and I'm latrine hole now. You hear them? You hear them say? It's licks out that's going I understand them. But I just read the post. Because I don't read it because you ignoring the post. I ain't ignoring all the posts at all. I go to so far back. I go back. Look at next one. Dino mashing Wall Trace corn. You think it's easy? You think it's easy when I come in here? It's licks for so boy. By them UNC and them. But I just read them. Look at next one. Choice Smith say, answer what's in the crystal ball. PNM must go. Right? What kind of thing? You think this Lakeside is getting this chat for joke? There's only about 4 of them though. 4 of them. And I can't be upset with them because they're very consistent in their behaviors. So, Mr. Jagessar, we want to say thank you so much for joining us, man. It's really a privilege that, and we could get you here to come in, and voice this, some of the difficulties that you and other people are facing. And we hope that,
we have to arrange a Zoom meeting with we and the group.
I would surely like to get a copy of this.
You got a copy.
You will.
I will send it. I will send it to the minister.
That's right.
To the minister, and I will
which
send
minister? Which minister?
The Minister of Education.
What was his name? Dolly Gatsby?
Yeah. Dolly
Gatsby. Be paying the people their money. I said so. Storm said you need to be paying the people their money and pay them now.
I gonna put up this on all my WhatsApp group and everybody. So let them really know it have people outside there who care for them more than even the own people care for them.
Dolly Gatsby, Impsbert, Dr. Rowley. Who's the next one need to get up off the money? Ethelbert Hines, Little Stuart Little. Who's the next one? Anselm. All you need to get up and give people their money.
All them UNC name, all them people on them. But let me say, my dog, hold on, Gary. My dog, not stick and Run DMC. All you know is one love, right? All you good in all you know is one love. We cool, we cool.
Yeah, we not
when I hasn't run and he run in the corner like little run owner. You know what I mean? I understand when you come in the chat. You have to be able to take what you get. Once we respectful. That is all right. Respectful. So now, man, it's one love still. You understand?
Impsbert is the financial man. Impsbert, you get up off the money and give it to Dolly Gatsby and let this man, Mr. Jagessar, and his people get his money. I want, you see all them teachers, they're going on strike. You hear what I tell you?
Hold on.
Jagessar.
Mr. Jagessar, could you say our name, Run DMC? Just say Run DMC for us. Run DMC. Just say Run DMC. Right, Run. The man call your name. All right? You happy now? You happy now?
Oh my gosh.
That is fella called Little Run Horner. He just had to sit in his corner.
Oh my. Well, the thing is, I mean, it was so refreshing to have people who to see the level of care that you all meted out to the older people. And as Sister was saying there, that is how society is being evaluated by the way they treat the old people. We talk about like Japan and all these different countries.
Thank you.
And the level of respect you have for them. You know, you cannot. You study about how much people die from COVID. You killing your own people just so. You let them die. I have another 5 people who have really difficult diseases to deal with. So by the time they wait another 6 months, then people go die too.
Hmm. Hmm.
So so
Bert.
so boy, these people have to I think you all will wake them up, because I sure it have people, the government has have people patrolling all these stations. And now you see that you're having men like me and Philip Alexander and what's the next little young fella Welch and all these people. The whole people, you're all going to become a household name in this country, and it's going to take not no big set of lawyer and all kind of thing again. When you have people who are willing to come up and given the opportunity to talk about these things in the public space and to find the solutions, whether it's through the courts, whether it's anywhere to get it done, that is going to make a difference in this country. People are going to see. I sent. That's why I was asking for the link early, because I wanted this. It was such an important issue that we were dealing with. I wanted all the people, the 22,000 people, to join with us to listen to what we're saying here. And even when we finish, this is just the beginning of it.
That's right.
They have lots of issues, because I want to discuss this whole issue with about the Guyanese people, how they're utilizing my share the wealth concept into their systems there, and it's working wonderfully. So you don't have people begging for nothing, and we must not be a begging, only looking for hamper. And I tell my friends and them, I say, I'm not going to do that, because when you have $5 billion or $7 billion, you know, it's a billion. A billion is 1,000 million. If you literally take that money and give it to the people, like what I am going to propose, that the money is not there for theirs. The money belongs to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and it must be shared among the people. Teach them how to use it, and make sure all you have essential services. You know, some of those countries like Norway and so on, you always boasting about Norway, but Norway utilize the money. And in terms of mathematics, if you have $7 billion in the heritage and stabilization account, that is a sovereign wealth fund. Shut down half of those stupid projects that you're building all over the place and only laundering money out of it. Put it in the heritage and stabilization fund, bring it up to about $10 billion, and then you invest those things in financial instruments that will bring back a massive return. If you get 2% on $70 billion, check the return, or let's for easy calculation, let's say $100 billion you carry it up to. So you don't be spending money all over the place in all kind of cosmetic projects. What you building a waterfront down in San Fernando West for? For who when you finish walk from the wharf, you going into Mbakade. All the criminal elements, are some criminal elements inside there. That's where you ended up. So you taking $1 billion and building something that we don't need, and like right next door to opposite the waterfront, you have people in the hospital who can't get a bed. If there are no door in the hospital, I went in the hospital, I see ladies standing up with sheet to hide the sister who going in the toilet. You going in the, I visit the market and I see all this. That is education. Because if you cannot educate yourself to care for people, then you have not learned anything in school. You can have how much degree and how much diploma and how much PhD and whatever you have, and you don't care about people, then you ain't know nothing about education. Because that is the purpose of education, where people could understand how to bring themselves to a point or raise the level of consciousness so they could care for themselves and care for everything around them. And not only yes.
So, Mr. Jagessar, we wanna really thank you so very kindly. Troy Smith, you're 100% right. It's love in the village all the time. Love in the village. You know, we could take the licks when you come into the village. When you come into the village, you gotta take your licks. If you can't take your licks, don't come into the village. And what I need to do on the licks too. Or you say, give me your licks tonight and I take it. My back go to my back and go up and I ain't saying nothing. Running on that field there tonight, boy. Run and cheese stick and run the MC and buck him soft. I mean buck him hard, and the rest of them. All it was only blowing tonight. But Mr. Jagessar, stick and stay, right? We're gonna go for a short station identification, and when we come back, we're gonna take some closing words. Stick and stay, don't go nowhere. And if you got to talk, mute your mic. Stick and stick.
Love in the house, man.
Yeah.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
And of course, we are back with you in the village with the Dark Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. That's Tuesday and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. Of course, my dog, yeah, all of that's bat for 6. But the only thing all has bat to them soft ball bat. All of the bat to them big bat from the West Indies. You know a soft ball bat?
Tell my dog, and we want to hear stupid talk. We want them to get serious and join the fight.
My dog and them play. My dog, you playing with TKR bat. TKR with
No. This is not a joke and fun, man. People suffering in the country. So I am looking forward to you liaising with Diana. We want to organize some serious discussion on what's taking place in the country and a plan of action and moving forward. And I want to send a clear message to the people to join the fight on the ground. This is no spectator sports. We need soldiers. The country is going on a slippery slope. And you're dealing with a very serious guy here. I took on Dr. Rowley single-handedly for our stranded citizens that were suffering outside the country. And I continue to upgrade the fight till I reached to a point where I brought Ansim and Diana in this fight too against him for the nonsense he did to our people, locking our people outside the country. So what I'm asking you on the ground there is that you guys connect with each other and let's mobilize, and we out here will connect with you and we will collaborate in taking this fight to the government to improve the country for everybody.
Yep, tired of the nonsense.
So, Mr. Jagessar,
yes.
Any closing words before you go?
Well, I want to thank you all very much for having me on the show here, and to all my friends and all the people who support. Who, for want of better word, righteousness. Righteousness is uplift a nation, and when something is right, it needs to be done. It's about doing the right thing. You don't need to be always fighting and going in court and going in all over the country, pelting down things and carrying out protests and all that kind of thing. We supposed to reach, after 59 years, we're supposed to reach a level of consciousness where we could actually be conscious of what needs to be done, awareness of what needs to be done in the country. We don't need to go along a path always to, we have to love, like you say, love in the house. We have to have love in this country again. People hate, have so much hate. If you see it on the roads, you see it in all over the country with when they can't get basic things, necessities. And when you have only a small percentage of the people bearing all the burdens. I meet a lady in the bush today and she said, Mr. Jagessar, I can't go on no more. The hopelessness that's coming on in the country here. When we have enough for everybody, we have more than enough. We don't need to kill each other for something that is rightfully ours. I am always tempted to leave, and I tell myself, I say, boy, let me stand up and see if I could do something that will make a difference. When a good friend of mine, he say, when you see good men stand up and do nothing, that is worse than even when bad people doing things. So we in a battle here, and I am calling all my people, all the 25,000 people who follow me on the Facebook and so on, to join with me, to call me. My number is, I give you my number, and we have a form from the institute. Start to fill out the form, Go call me and tell me what to fill out the form with any problem you have. And we're going to get a database with all the problems in the different constituencies. And we're going to, like Sister said, we're going to fight this fight till it comes to how it's supposed to be. Otherwise, our lives will be of no value to us. When we go in that box there, is box for everybody, you know. It's box for everybody. And I bury 12 of my colleagues already. I want to, you know, just for a little foolishness, I was tempted to tell Gatsby, keep the money and don't bother again with nobody again. Keep it on something negative. But when I get the opportunity to find different avenues of solutions, and this is where we have to go, and I tell all the students to join me now. I want them to join with me in the Polytechnic. Join us, and let us go into the community and make a difference. Make a difference, and hold these people accountable. This video is a powerful video you all create here. You know, you all create a powerful video here, and people like Sister Dana is she understanding the frustration that to get things that was rightfully hers. Those cards and so on is her. She's supposed to have it. We're supposed to have our gratuity. We're supposed to have proper health care. We're supposed to have a proper transportation system, a road system. You ever drive down to the roads department down in where Pitch Lake is? We have a 7th wonder of the world. All the signs they are here, understand, is Chinese. I have to go and see for myself. So we selling out and we giving away and we basing, and oh my God, and we have so much to think. Our debt to GDP ratio is 80%. That mean, you know what I mean? For every dollar you earn, 80 cents out of it have to go back to pay debts. And the 10 cents, the tax is already 12%, 12.5% VAT. So your whole money taxing. That is why you see the budgets have to go every single year into deficit financing. And you spending, look, this budget here for I have the documents here, we're gonna check in on all this stuff. The budget here for 2021, the national budget is based on an estimated oil price of $45 per barrel and $3 per MMBTU for natural gas. Total expected revenue is estimated to be $41.36 billion. And yet still you can't even get Panadol when you go in the hospital. You can't get, the lady can't get the ID card who want to come back here and help Trinidad to bring it out of the mess it in. What is we really about? What I wonder if what I do with all this research when you have other people, other nations using the same concept. And this is why I'm writing the book about, and I'm going to publish it about a basic income for every single body. Instead of you giving people our income, forget the NIS and the pension, that what they work for. But the state have an obligation, and the second chapter, the second verse of the Constitution. You know the Constitution says, I like reading the Constitution now. The Constitution says that we have a right. We have a right to respect the principles of social justice, and therefore believe that operation of the economic system should result in the material resources of the community being distributed to subserve the common good. So it's not for some people, it's for everybody.
So, Mr. Jagessar, I think it would be a good idea if we leave it there for now.
Yes.
And we could always come back again and,
Yes.
continue to expand on it. But we really do appreciate you coming in and joining us. And I'm gonna share the segment with you so you can use it as you please. But we do really appreciate it, and we say thank you so very kindly.
Well, I want to say thank you very much again, sir, for all your support. I want to thank Willan for even introducing it to me. All my super girls who helping me with research and so on at the center. I go to get copies and so on, and all the students they coming back. So they deciding to say, well, Jagessar, we have to come back with you, and this is what maybe perhaps make the difference, the 18-year-olds who could vote in the next election. So if you want to change the system, like Sister was saying, we had to come up with something that is viable and operational and is solution based. And people are always welcome to join with the Polytechnic. Like I said, my number is 496-1420. You could contact me, and we could all the issues you have, wherever we can help you with, because the institute has reinvented itself to be a health institute now. And come on, man, let's start the process again. And I will surely put all these ideas to go with the monitors issues here. And I hope, and I pray that the people who listen to the show, and not only a set of things all over the place, but
So we
this
want to
show
say
has
thank
brought.
you. So we want to say thank you so very kindly. We do appreciate it.
And I
All
appreciate
right? Thank you.
your support too, and I hope
I'll be in touch with you, Mr. Jagessar. I will be pumping your issue on
well,
my lives too.
You's my girl, so
Yeah.
you's a girl who I hear your voice bellowing out, man.
So thank you so very kindly. We appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Jagessar.
All right.
And good luck with everything, Mr. Jagessar.
All right.
Good luck with your team there, so.
All right. Later.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A young man, fighting for the people there in TNT. Let me say good night to all those in the chat. Of course, Lana, before you leave, it's all love in the village. One love. All you could Nadia, good night. All you could call them all kind of names.
And me and Ansel, me vex with each other. We having cordial discussion.
Well, no, I'm vexed. I don't even know you vexed. You're vexed. What vex you talking about? No,
How did you get a hold of this guy, Ansel?
My good friend called me and tell me, Ansel, I need you to put on one of my friend. So when our friend called and tell you to put a friend, you know how that's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we need to highlight.
What I'm seeing here, right, is this guy is an asset to our community where they can mobilize what they have and assist the children on the ground with their education. I mean, if they build the strength, if they really come together and build the strength, I mean, they could be an asset that can really strengthen the kids down there. And this is something I would like to see grow. We know the government is not showing any interest in this, and at some point, maybe we might put them in a position where they show some interest. But I don't think they're really interested in what he has to say.
I didn't even say welcome to Albert Montano. I apologize, Albert.
Ron getting jealous now, Mr. Jagessar, Mr. Jagessar's girl.
Yeah, who's that, Ron?
Not say Ron getting jealous. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Tommy, them children of yours in the chat here. Oh Lord.
They're good children.
They're good children.
Yeah.
They're loving children. They're all good.
They're all
but
good.
I want them to give us some good feedback, man. They're just joking around. I want them to give us some good feedback. What's taking on?
No, that's good. No, Gary.
Good feedback.
Nah, them fellas just get good feedback, man. Seriously, they was getting real good feedback. But you know what it is, Gary, is that them fellas and them have a little comedic part of them too, eh?
Yeah, the lightning of the scene is good, man.
Yeah.
Have a little what they're going through, They have
yeah. But listen,
what I'm saying, I'm looking for some details on what's happening in their community. They
but Gary,
correspondent on the ground.
But Gary, even though them fellas calling me Wall Trace and all kind of thing, I know it's one love still. You know what I mean?
That's how we Trini people is. I know how that's.
Yeah, and that's how it is. You know what I mean? Like for example, Ellis was very quiet tonight. Ellis boy, you ain't gonna jokes tonight, boys. A good thing. You run short of jokes, boy, Ellis. You run out of jokes. Albert Montano say, "You're a diner. You are bad from Trinidad."
Yeah, let them try.
No. Hey, we had Troy Smith. I don't know if Troy Smith's still there, but we're trying to get closing comments. Troy Smith, if he's still there, can you put closing comments in the chat?
Yeah, we're going down.
Troy Smith and who, boy?
Let them try to bar me from my birthplace. I will really invoke a storm on them.
Okay. You know, guys, we gotta get back to getting one person in the chat to host the program too.
What's going on with Erica?
She's shy.
Erica ain't ready
You
yet.
want to do it?
Yeah,
No,
she ain't
she's
ready
shy.
yet.
I have Clemente lined up, but he had some client, remember? Albert Antonio Clemente. He's coming in soon. And then we want Ron MC.
No. He ain't coming to host no program. What you gonna use program for? Eh? What
But
program
he said
you gonna
okay.
host?
He said okay, he coming. He said okay, he coming.
Come in.
Listen.
Please.
Answer me. You can't deprive Diana's lover, you know.
Oh, you
Who's that?
Ron.
Yeah, no, look, you see, he said not flipping me. You see what he said already? Lil. Yeah. No, you're not coming anyway.
Oh, God.
Who did I say? Troy Smith. I think Troy Smith going though. Anxious Cheese Stick tonight and Wallafield Nuts Boy and Mark Daniels. Where they was tonight? They
Mark
was inside?
came on. Yeah, Mark is here.
Mark came in.
Mark want to know who make me vex.
Oh, hey, you know what Ellis say, boy? Ellis say hands full tonight, boy. Wrap up with the wifey. Ellis, boy, what tax? What tax, Ellis? What tax, Ellis? Yeah. Hey, Albert, put one of them, you know. If you don't laugh, you go mad, you know. What? I know, joke, you know. Ellis, boy. Ellis, that's why you was kind of quiet tonight, but I realized that, you know. You wasn't the usual stuff, but you type long paragraphs, you know.
Nobody hands and wrap up with me.
Oh, Lana, that is good, you know. Dana, we gotta get the market vendor, right?
Yeah, I have to email him. Yes, I'm working on that. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, we gotta get, oh, God, Lord.
He married a young girl, you know, so you have to be careful.
A young Trini girl?
A young Indian, I don't know.
Yeah?
I don't know if she's Trini.
Oh.
So she just control his runnings.
Oh, yeah. Hey, not scared. That's a good suggestion. You want to see Albert Montano as a guest?
Okay, good.
Yeah. I think that's a very good suggestion. Albert, we got to work that out. Right, Albert? You go come in as a guest.
I go bring the pole Lana next.
Yeah, so all in all, before we go, I don't see Makisha Phillips either. Yeah, before we go, I want to let you understand. Only see we offer the Run DMC. I mean, little Ron Horner who steps in the corner.
For the pushing me in a corner on the chat. If I come on the program, it's modern. Oh, God. Spell it wrong.
He made it a wall trace, eh?
Yeah, you come wall trace. Yeah. It's all right. You know, wall be. I don't have no problem. Yeah, you go in run. You go in the little corner like Jack Warner. You go end up in that corner. You go and run in the corner. Gonna end up in that corner like Jack Warner.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, God. You know. So yeah. What you gonna do? What if only pushing me in a corner on the chat? If I come on the program as modern day crucifixion, you can crucify anybody.
You didn't hear me read that?
You might crucify yourself. You can crucify anybody. Yeah, Albert Montano says Topeka Michael was born and he was from Belmont. Hey, Albert, we want to take, who advice it is? Not Cake, right?
Yeah, he was from Belmont. I is a Bajan. They can't ban me from Trinidad. You crazy?
Yeah. Since little Ron Horner. I want to say something. Only say we invited Ron Horner to hold the Hey, Haley, no, I have a partner that's do good in Forex. But we could talk about that too. We had to talk about that program too. We have a program about trading cryptocurrency and Forex. We had that program here.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, we definitely got that program because part of our program is about education too as well. It's not just bacchanal and confusion, blame and complain.
Are we gonna have Superman doing that? Crypto?
Who's Superman?
Oh Lord, you slow. Anyway.
Oh yeah, all right. Yeah. I kind of slow. Yeah. So we gotta work it out. Yeah, Albert Montano, you will have to Albert, you will have to. I might have to put my number, Albert. Albert, go on Facebook and search for Anselm Lebon. Send me a friend request, right? Ron, not you, eh? Right? Don't send me no friend request. I want no friend request from you at all. Tala. And then I send me friend request from you, I just scrolling down. I keep going. Right? I keep going. None. Yeah, Albert. Send me a friend request on Facebook. Look for Anselm Lebon. And I'll accept it and then we go organize. Correct? What if you have Diana number?
Send me a friend request, Ron. I'll accept.
Yeah. No. You don't friend request from that fella. You're mad. What you send me friend request for? Please. You don't know friend request for me? Once I see a friend request, I go in one time. I go in, what that? Delete. Who closing the program tonight, boy? Rose.
I know.
Yeah, boy. It's whip. Hey, Haley. Oh no. Haley was just the other day, boy. Mm-hmm. Oh, Lana.
Yeah, close the program.
Lana and
Nuts.
Yeah. Hey, Nuts. Close the program. Lana and Nuts.
Good night, Nadia.
Yeah, Lana and Nuts. Put the closing comments in the chat. Yeah. Yeah, Nadia, good night. What? He said, nah, boy, if I come on the program, it have people will smear me on social media with my face. I come in like Lone Ranger, all masked up. No. You ain't coming in like Lone. If you come in, you have to come with your real face. We don't want your fake face. No. You don't put no more. So, Lana and Nutscake, put closing comments in the chat. Facebook ban one. I could see why. If you understand, I could see why you get banned. Now we ain't go ban you here, no Run. You know go ban.
We get banned of the year?
I don't know. Yeah, you must get banned of the year in truth, yes. But you ain't got no money for that. When you win ban of the year,
speaking of ban of the year, did you see a little carnival thing down in Brooklyn yesterday?
Yeah. Sesame flyers.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, boy, hold on there. I no joke, I say, what? Yeah, boy, Gary, boy. I just say that, boy.
I thought I sent it to you guys.
Regardless of what they do, they can't stop we, You know, they can't stop we, boy. Anyway, wait. Let me go quickly before.
Look at that thing.
Oh, wait. No, I had to play some of this before we go, man.
Yeah.
Are they ready? There we go.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Your Excellencies, colleagues, friends, a very good day and welcome to this historic occasion. Today's high-level engagement between CARICOM and Africa is indeed a historic one. It's fitting that this summit is being held during the United Nations International Decade for People of African Descent, 1st of January 2015 to the 31st of December 2024. I wish to thank His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta for the sterling efforts that have brought us to this juncture. We must also acknowledge, apart from our centuries-old ties, the many African and Caribbean architects and champions of closer political, social, economic, and cultural linkages between and among our sovereign states. Africa has been CARICOM's invaluable partner in several platforms, such as the United Nations, within the Group of 77, and in our dealings with Europe under the umbrella of what is now the Organization of African, Caribbean, and Pacific States. United, we have known success. Closer collaboration will undoubtedly be to our mutual benefit, whether it be in pursuing development finance, resource.
That's a good initiative. Okay, Lana, I don't see your closing comments on Nuts Cake. I didn't see your closing comments either. Good night, Mad Dog. Let me see. Yeah. Nuts Cake have a comment. Yeah. Nuts Cake have a comment. Lana, I ain't seen your comments, Lana, could you put your comments again at the bottom because it like it scroll all the way up to the top. Oh yeah. Okay, I see it. Thank you, Lana. Thank you. I see it. All right, folks. Go ahead, Tommy. I see it, Lana. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Ron Shelton said sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes it rains. Now, there was something that came to mind last night, and I said, I'm going to say it. This came from me because it's something that I pay a lot of attention to. And I said, numbers bring the results. Numbers don't lie. Win, lose, break, even, draw. Numbers are always what we need to pay attention to. A pleasant night to each and every one, and it's been a pleasure being in the village tonight. Love to all our friends in the chat and to the other hosts here in the village. We'll see you guys on Thursday, God willing. Hopefully we'll get some good weather. It wouldn't be so bad as we had last week. Good night.
In the words of Benjamin Franklin, it is the first responsibility of every citizen to question authority. From where I sit, this is it. The cock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. If every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Go ahead, Gary.
In the words of Gary Mahabed, you're unhappy with your government? Rise up and change it. To strengthen unity, and this is all our fight, because what's taking place in the country is affecting all of us. You go to the hospital, you go to any government agency, all of us is facing the same thing. I'm outside the country, we are outside the country, but we have relatives that's facing the same thing that you are facing. So I'm asking the people to stand up for yourself, raise your voices, utilize the access you have to social media to relay what's happening in the country. And don't just be playing games and, utilize the social media for a good cause. Connect with each other. This is all our fight. I'm calling upon the members of the diaspora on the outside of Trinidad and Tobago to join this fight. We all love Trinidad and Tobago. Most of us prefer to be there. So, I just want us to really make this our fight and not just sit there or complain and not do anything about it. It's time to rise up. Time to rise up. Join the others that are standing up in the country and hold hands with them. They can't lock up a whole 100,000 people or 1.5 million people. They can't lock up everybody. So, with that, I will say good night and looking forward to see you on Tuesday.
Thank you, Gary. It's always a pleasure. Where Diana?
Freedom and happiness are highly correlated. Right now in Trinidad and Tobago, if you survey the average citizen, they would not declare that their cup runneth over with either of the two. Imagine a society in which its citizens have forfeited unwillingly all personal liberties for government protection and stability. In Trinidad and Tobago, this is the society that exists now under the so-called SOE, suppression of expression. Control is power. How far can government go, control go? Look to Trinidad and Tobago for that answer. The voluntary degradation of citizen rights has begun with small, benign steps toward full control. In a democratic political system, the ultimate power is before a body of citizens who has the power to elect their representatives. When government is taken away from the people, this leads to oppression of their liberties as well as their government being unresponsive to their needs, as we are seeing playing out in Trinidad and Tobago. Citizens of Trinidad and Tobago that are affected by this SOE, I urge you, get up, stand up for your rights. The time is now. Get up, stand up for your rights. The storm says so. The time is now. This is Diana Benskin, aka The Storm, saying, Auf Wiedersehen, until we meet again. Good night.
And closing comments from Nutscake. Silver and gold have I none, but as much as I have give thee, in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, rise up and walk. Get up, stand up for sweet Trinidad and Tobago, my dear peeps, my dear people. That's Nutscake. And let's go to Lana. Lana says, bless good night to all in the village, where we keep it real. Love you all, sanitize, social distance, seek medical help if needed. Laugh a little, live a lot. Be safe, stay blessed. Thank you very kindly. And we're going to go out with tonight with Black Stalin. Albert Montano, good night. And good night to all of you. We really appreciate all of you. You guys know that. We're going to go out tonight with we came in with this and we're going out with this. Right. Yeah, we're going out with this. Come on, man. Hey, why you messing up so, man? Yeah, here we go.